get it in cash or break the bank. Disrespectful with money, how the rubber band smacking Ben Franklin's face. Try to take mine to say your grace. The too heavy, so I walk light on one side of my leg like I got on an ankle brace. Fuck friends, follow the campaign. Chords plug in, just now fuck what it was then. I'm in these streets, I'm dug in. These niggas in they feelings. Got the molly water rubbed in. You been ballin' in this game a while. Better tell coach bring your sub in. Game time decision, that's how I aim my precision. I'm the same guy with a trained eye with game tie business. Some of the same guys that slang pies, the same guys snitching. Me a mold cloth cut, so to be the same guys get it. He got caught with some yay in the cake, but he ain't been to the feds yet. The feds promised him tons of coke, but he ain't checked no bread yet. Shoulda knew something was funny about him. Shipping shit through FedEx. We catch him flicking down our block, gon' put something through his head.
I'm cultivated, highly motivated to educate these dumbed down niggas and elevate them. And information disseminated, intentionally to relegate them. No heaven lobbies, we all God body. Melanated, the truth is on the tongue of an alligator. Reach my palm towards it, give an arm for it. We suited and booted, no time for it. Prepared niggas, scared niggas, a dead nigga ain't got no time for it. Revolution is evolution, get a line for it. Grab your backbone, we back on. Straighten your spine cord, my people's on the cusp. Music, we in the rut. Saturated with ignorance, content with turning up. They degrade us and learn us, imitate us and burn us. Brought us murderers and killers, then lock us for the burners. Dug up the plot, then gave us the boxes for the murder. The attack on manhood gotta be answered. And druggings and influencers spread through the game of cancer. We end up tin boots, white tee and my jogging pants. Skinny jeans, leggings, dresses, not a chance. I'm a grown-ass man. Fuck is wrong with hip-hop? That's why I fuck with these so-called tough niggas. Ownership over money, let's regain control from all these fuck niggas. Let's go.
What's good, everybody? Give me a few seconds. I'm trying to see where Noah and Melo is. And then we're gonna get the show started. Just give me a few more seconds. As you guys come in, please hit the like button. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And we're gonna get started in a very few seconds. All right, just give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let that track play one more time. I'm gonna try to see where they at, and then we're gonna get started. I think I got some reverb on my voice, so I gotta fix that too. Here we go.
Check a bag, get it in cash or break the bank. Disrespectful with money, how the rubber band smacking Ben Franklin's face. Try to take mine to say your grace. The too heavy, so I walk light on one side of my leg like I got on an ankle brace. Fuck friends, follow the campaign. Chords plug in, just now fuck what it was then. I'm in these streets, I'm dug in. These niggas in they feelings. Got the molly water rubbed in. You been ballin' in this game a while. Better tell coach bring your sub in. Game time decision, that's how I aim my precision. I'm the same guy with a trained eye with game tie business. Some of the same guys that slang pies, the same guys snitching. Me a mold cloth cut, so to be the same guys get it. He got caught with some yay in the cake, but he ain't been to the feds yet. The feds promised him tons of coke, but he ain't checked no bread yet. Shoulda knew something was funny about him. Shipping shit through FedEx. We catch him flicking down our block, gon' put something through his head.
I'm cultivated, highly motivated to educate these dumbed down niggas and elevate them. And information disseminated, intentionally to relegate them. No heaven lobbies, we all God body. Melanated, the truth is on the tongue of an alligator. Reach my palm towards it, give an arm for it. We suited and booted, no time for it. Prepared niggas, scared niggas, a dead nigga ain't got no time for it. Revolution is evolution, get a line for it. Grab your backbone, we back on. Straighten your spine cord, my people's on the cusp. Music, we in the rut. Saturated with ignorance, content with turning up. They degrade us and learn us, imitate us and burn us. Brought us murderers and killers, then lock us for the burners. Dug up the plot, then gave us the boxes for the murder. The attack on manhood gotta be answered. And druggings and influencers spread through the game of cancer. We end up tin boots, white tee and my jogging pants. Skinny jeans, leggings, dresses, not a chance. I'm a grown-ass man. Fuck is wrong with hip-hop? That's why I fuck with these so-called tough niggas. Ownership over money, let's regain control from all these fuck niggas. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, we gonna get the show on the road. I ain't gonna let y'all wait no longer. If they decide to jump in, they do. If not, it's a solo dolo for today. We got a few things that we want to talk about. PSVR2 reviews are coming out. Some of the reviews for the games are coming out. I want to get y'all opinion on the PSVR2. Are some of y'all getting it? Who has purchased it already? Have your order shipped? Are you looking forward to it? What games have you purchased so far? I haven't purchased one myself, but we'll get into that. Also, I got invited to the XDefiant beta, which is a first-person shooter game from Ubisoft. I'll tell y'all my experience with that, which is not a good one. It wasn't a good experience. RedFall, we got new information on RedFall. We had a new extended gameplay trailer we can go through, as well as a Q&A session that they did with IGN on some things about the game. So we definitely going to look into that. Atomic Heart will be dropping in 3 days. Day one in Game Pass. Are you guys looking forward to Atomic Heart and things like that? So we'll get into that as well. And then also I will give you guys an update on Activision and Xbox merger. It seems like every day there's some new information coming out about this merger. And now we finna have the E3 of a hearing at the European Commission come Tuesday with all these publishers there and things like that, and pretty much Microsoft and Activision fighting for this deal to go through. So we're going to talk about that and all the updates that come along with that. I'll break the information down as best I can and then go from there. Also, The Lies of Peace. The Lies of Peace had a new trailer that come out today, and it will be released in August of this year. So, man, I mean, it's day and date in Game Pass. So it's just a crazy, magnificent lineup that Microsoft is got for 2023, man. I kind of clear out all the negative energy and the noise that's around Xbox from the gaming community, from the media and stuff like that. Because if you take a step back and look at their offering, I'm just talking about outside of first party, it is a crazy lineup this year. It is a crazy, crazy lineup this year. Matter of fact, let me do this here because this monitor is let me change this. This monitor got my face looking red. Music files. I think it was this one, if I'm not mistaken. So there we go. A little red, but less red. All right. All right. So yeah, it's so much that offer, but we definitely gonna get into it, man. Thank y'all for joining. If I have to do this solo dolo, I might just breeze through a lot of this stuff and get right down to the business of this Xbox merger, things like that, because there's some feisty things going on that scene. I got a lot of people DMing me, asking me how I feel about it in terms of it being successful and going through. So I'll talk about that too, because I everybody's DMing, post what you think about the merger going through. Where you at? What's your percentage and things like that. So we'll talk about that. So I'm gonna do my due diligence. I'm gonna shout y'all out in the chat, and then from there we're gonna get started, man. We're definitely gonna get started. King Reaper 74G was good, brother. The Dark Lord Fusion, what's up? David VGS was good, brother. Scope X was good. Bam Reacts, what's up? Flipping FLP was good. Thriller Ali, what's up? HB, that's your new name, brother. That's your new name, brother. Trey Mac Premiers was good. So post up, you're bigger than Z. Now I got a long way to go to Matt Z Energy, man. Z been doing this for years, man. Z been doing this for years, and he definitely put a lot of people on, and pretty much his reach is wide across the when you think of the range of a lot of the YouTube people that's popular now. it's not too many that you can name that hasn't interacted with Z on a certain level in terms of his platform or on his show. So I got a long way to go, brother. Hopefully, I can get there. That's why I'm trying to get this platform too. I'm trying to, push it, get some dedicated, fans that, same thing. He got people that go to his show that show up consistently every time he hit the live button. I'm trying to build that. I'm trying to build that over here. And so every time I look in the chat, whenever I see a new person name that I haven't seen before, I'm definitely appreciative. We're definitely appreciative of the support. Like now, Floss to the 951. My first time seeing them in the chat. But what's cracking? What's cracking lacking? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So HB, I got you, bro. I won't, I'm just saying that's what I'm gonna call you from now on. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna just call you HB. But yeah, what's good, everybody that's participating in the chat, people who are watching that haven't commented in the chat, thank you for watching. Make sure you all hit the like button, share the stream out, and let's get this started. So the first thing I want to talk about, right? Let me see here. Do I want to put this? Hold on. Let me see here. I got an email, right, from Ubisoft, right? And and I forgot I even signed up for the game because I think I registered for it last year sometime. And I don't know what happened, but they just now sending out, I got to get a capture card too. That's what I'll be forgetting to get. I'll be ordering everything. Well, I'm ordering a lot of stuff for the studio plugins and all that stuff. I'll be ordering everything else. And then every time I get on here, I finally realize, damn, I need a capture card. So I'm gonna try to get a capture card either this week or next week. Okay. All right. So I can put this on screen because it really don't show. Long as, yeah, I could do this. It don't have the, yeah, and where the code is already used anyway. And so I'm gonna put this on screen. So this is the email that I got from Ubisoft, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm disappointed in my first experience with the game, right? All right. So this is the email, right? XDefiant crossplay insider session available now. So it allowed crossplay. I'm talking about across, I think it's across Xbox. I don't know if it's Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. But when I was in the lobby, I seen a lot of PC dudes. It was like 2-3 controllers in there, including myself. Maybe 4 at the max. But all the other people that was in there, that was in the lobby when it was loading, had PC monitors. So I knew pretty much we was going up against PC dudes, right? And so it started. It ends tomorrow, right? Now my issue with this is that. Hold on, Pantry Post was good. What's up? What's good? Who else? Post the 21 going to be, the 21st is going to be crazy with the ABK. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The same day we get a dope game. Hopefully a dope game. I don't want to assume that it's going to be fire. But from what I've seen, it look fire. But I boot up the game, right? I log in and all that stuff. Ooh, up the bam, get to the screen. Got to agree to all the toss, the terms of services and stuff like that. So I get into the UI. Bam. You know what I'm saying? I get into the UI and I'm ready. I'm like, okay, let me go to the practice area. So I click on the practice area. It load me into the game. It's a first-person shooter. I got my gun, and it load me into this small map. It give me a layout of the map, and then it zooms into me, and then I got control of my character. Then the game boots me to the dashboard. Right. So I have to load up again, open it, go through all that again, agree to terms of service, sign in, who out the man, do all that, right? All right. So this time I say, okay, maybe it's something with the practice area. So I go to the multiplayer area where the crossplay going on. Okay, load in, get to the load in screen. Bam, I see gamer tags popping up. People on PC, whether they on PC or on console, stuff like that. It's loading. We need 2 more people to load in. Bam, I get booted to the dashboard again. Right? Second time, right? So I say the third time's a charm, right? Boot it up again. And go through all that with the terms of service, agreeing to all that, all these loading screens that you can't pretty much bypass. You got to wait till all that stuff goes through, sign in. Don't go to the practice room. I go to try to do cross-play again. Loads up. We need 1 more player. Bam, booted to the dashboard. Man, I cut that shit off. I cut it off. Yeah, look, man, I ain't even get to shoot the gun. Now, Abbott, this is not a final product. They do inform you that there will be issues and bugs and things like that. They even tell you about the graphics and stuff and how some of the game look and stuff like that. It is an NDA about this game. We can talk about it, but we can't show it. They let you know. They actually give you the ability to do voice chat and all that. But in terms of streaming and anything like that, we can't do that. So they do let you know you can talk about it, but you can't show it. I didn't have nothing to show. I don't even have nothing to talk about outside of every time I tried to play, I got booted to the dashboard. And it was just, I just cut it off and ain't been back to it since. Maybe I try to boot it up tonight to see what's happening. If not, I'm just gonna just try to knock out Hi-Fi Rush since I'm in the mood to play some games right now to take my mind off some stuff that I'm dealing with. But yeah, man, that's my experience with this. And it's not a good one. I don't know if there's a lot of people that had the same experience as me. I'm not going to talk about the graphics and I can't talk about that because the only thing I've seen is the practice area and stuff like that. And I don't want to, and since it's not a complete product or anything like that, I ain't gonna put no energy on that, man. Them people trying to, get their gameplay to where they want it to be. So, kudos to them. But my experience with it so far has been no experience at all, because every time I try to boot into a game, I get booted to the dashboard. So yeah, that's it with that, man. I did I don't know. Maybe I will drop, because you can invite friends that's on your friends list in your Ubisoft account, or I might drop the link. And see if y'all can, because it say you can invite friends. And what it'll do, it'll send y'all to a site where y'all register and y'all can get a code and then download it on y'all system. So I'll see if I can do that, see if it still works. If the link is still live and y'all can do it, then I'll drop it tonight in the chat and see if y'all have better luck with playing it than I do. Like I said, you do have to agree to an NDA. You can't stream it, you can't take pictures or nothing like that, but you are able to talk about it. And I wanted to talk about it and things like that, but I haven't. And then I know Melo, because I sent Melo, I invited Melo. Melo got in, and I seen he put a tweet on Twitter today that it was a game. So he might have an opportunity of playing the game. And if he had, I wanted to get his opinion on it. But I don't know where him or Noah at. I told him 6:00. And so hopefully if I'm going to look in the DM and see if they seen the link I dropped. If not, we're just going to keep on going because the show got to come on. Okay, Melo just said, here he comes. So hopefully we can get his perspective on what he played and see what he see. Is this your Ubisoft attempt at trying to create a first-person shooter? I wouldn't say to rival the Apex or the Call of Duties and something like that, but at least to try to set a foundation or find a direction in which they going. You know what I'm saying? I went out today side note, man, I went out, man, and I went to Jules. I went by Jules. It's a little taco truck over there I like going to. I give me some chicken. See, there I go talking about food again. Every stream, I got to bring up some food. You know what I'm saying? But it's a little taco truck I like over there, man. And man, they make some good chicken tacos or a green chicken enchilada. That's what I used to get, the chicken tacos or the enchilada, chicken enchilada with the green sauce. Lord have mercy, you know. But I saw this guy. He called me over and said, "Hey man, let me give you a sample." And he got oils and stuff like that. Smell good oils. Paris Hilton and YSL. This why he let me sample this YSL, and man, this smells so good. So he had 7. So I got like 7 different oils that really smell really good, man. I just wanted to support the black brother because he was out there. He was out there on his grind. I am Mike. What up? You know what I'm saying? Sergi, what up? What's good? So yeah, man, that's my experience with XDefiant. Hopefully, when 00 Melo hop in, he can give y'all more in depth because I didn't get a chance to play the game. And what I'm gonna do is this week coming up, I'm gonna buy a capture card. It don't gotta be an extravagant capture card. I just want to be able to, while we're live like this, have video footage or whatever we're talking about directly from the system on the screen. We go update as we go along. But yeah, that's my experience with it, man. And like I said, if the link is still live, matter of fact, let me check now. Let me check now for y'all. If the link is still live, invite friends. Let me see here. Sign in yet. Okay, so it looked like it's still live. Let me see here. It looks like it's still live. So I'm finna drop this in the chat for y'all right now. That way y'all can get a jump on see if y'all can click the link, sign the NDA, register, and see if y'all can get access to it yourself. So I don't think that. Let me do this on YouTube because I don't even think that. Did that go in there right? Yeah. That go the link. That go the register link right there, right? Take that link. Hold on, let me do this like this here. Let me paste it here because I don't think that pays right. Oh, that link too long. It's too long. Hold on. Oh, it works. It works. It works. Okay, so I just had to make sure it works. So hit where it says the HTTPS register.u. Hit that. The other stuff, don't worry about it. No, hit that link. If you can sign the NDA, the other stuff at the bottom, this with the letters and all that stuff, don't worry about that. Just hit the that link at the top, that first link with the register.ubisoft.com. Hit that. Oh, that boy got, he playing, I don't know what he playing. He playing something, but it's coming through the mic. His audio is coming through the mic. I don't know. He got to fix that. But yeah, if y'all can, hit that link, sign the NDA, see if y'all can get registered and see if y'all could download it and play for y'allself, man, and see if y'all can have a better experience than myself. Hold on, let me see what Melo.
Yeah.
Boy, you had all what you playing? Call of Duty?
What up? Nah, this is actually XDefiant. What's going on? This is
you know you supposed.
Nope, trailer.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. The first thing they do tell you this Saturday day you can't do no videos and nothing.
They told you it's just like black people can't.
Black people can't never keep nothing secret. You feel me? Okay, so I was just talking about it. My experience with it, I kept getting kicked to the dashboard. I never got a chance to play one game. Every time, 3-4 times I got kicked to the dashboard. I gave up on it. But it seems that you had an opportunity to play it. What you think about it?
Honestly, it is Call of Duty ripoff. Which isn't a bad thing.
So they just went straight for the Call of Duty formula.
Yeah, it's like you played Call of Duty, you played this. If you played CSGO, you played this. If you play Overwatch, you've played this.
Is there anything special about it?
Honestly, at this point, I can honestly say no. And it's just me being honest. Is it a bad game? No. It's not a bad game at all. I
Stop the
recorded some
screen
footage
so
of
they
it.
can see the footage right there.
I recorded some footage of it, but it's not a bad game. It just isn't an original game, if that makes any sense.
So it's pretty much.
And I don't want to taint the thing because
because it's not the final.
It ain't the final. Pretty much what I played was Demolition and what was the other one? Capture, like Team Deathmatch. I did have the same experience you had. I tried to load in, couldn't get in, it crashed like 2 or 3 times, but I was just resilient. I wanted to play it. So I kept pressing the button. I finally got in. But once I got in, I was there for like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours at best.
No, I'm Mike. You can. They do say you can talk about the game. They let you do voice chat. It tell you on the UI. On the UI, it tell you in the bottom left corner, voice chat is enabled, and then on the right corner, it say no screen recording or taking pictures or anything like that. Yeah. So they do allow you to talk about the game. And like I said earlier, they tell you that this is not a final product. There will be issues, there will be bugs and things like that. And so, that
was my thing. I don't want to give it a harsh critic right now because again, this is the beta. This is not the final product. But from what I played, it was just literally Call of Duty, but with the same thing: Team Deathmatch, Overwatch type vibe to it. That's it.
I see these little mechs and stuff in here. What's them?
I did like their customization to their guns though. Like off the back, they let you get a nice little variety of customization, but it wasn't on the Call of Duty level. But like the toning and stuff like that. But no,
like do they got anything like bonuses and who else? 22. My Xbox gamer tag is post up POST space UP. Just how it's spelled right here on the screen. That's my gamer tag on Xbox. You need that gamer tag or the one with Ubisoft? If the one with Ubisoft, I have to sign in to see what I put in. I know it's post up something. So do they have any bonuses in there? Like if you get a kill streak, you got jets and stuff flying around, or mechs?
No, you don't have that. Not in this product.
Okay.
No.
So a lot of the stuff,
like a lot of it literally removed, like
removing and restricted.
Team Deathmatch and Demolition. That was it. And Hardpoint. I'm sorry, Hardpoint. Mm-hmm. But that was literally the 3 modes.
Mm-hmm. And are any of those modes equivalent to what you would play in, say, like Call of Duty or something like that?
Outside of the kill streak, just a normal, check the point and kill the people that's over there. That was it.
Oh, okay.
That was it. That's what I'm saying. They didn't do anything really original. Like they ain't bring nothing different to the table outside of being your typical multi.
Just a typical FPS.
Yeah.
Nothing that kind of separated from the pack.
At this point, no.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this evolved. I know they did say they tell you I think when you boot the game up, they tell you some features are being restricted.
Mm-hmm.
Are no longer in there and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'll try to play it again tonight and see what happens. When you got in the lobby, did you? Because when I got in there before it kicked me back to the dashboard, I mostly seen a lot of PC players.
Oh no, I seen the mix. It was PC and gamers on
console. Okay.
It wasn't just PC in there.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see how it evolves and how it shapes up over the next couple of months. I don't even know if this thing got a release date or anything like that. No. From Melo perspective, it's just your typical FPS shooter, and it's not currently. We'll say currently, it's not doing anything to separate it from the pack, and I think that's important in this day and age of gaming. Especially since there's so many first-person shooters on the market, even from a third-person perspective as well. I think gaming has to take a turn where they have to start taking risks in terms of gameplay mechanics and things like that. I think I think the industry has gotten too content, and maybe that's on us as gamers too, that we give the developers this notion that all they have to do is invest in graphics. You know what I'm saying? And as long as a game can melt your eyes and you get some medium gameplay, then it's good because the game look good. I think we got to start putting more onus on developers to kind of reshape how we play games and how we experience them. Because between the last generation and this generation, and even the generation before that, the 360, we're pretty much getting the same thing, just with different makeup. You know what I'm saying? With different makeup, with different shades. And from a gameplay perspective, ain't nothing. When the last time outside of on the indie level, because the indie level is doing some great things. I'm just saying though, when have we got something that gameplay wise we was like, man, yo, this is different.
It's been a minute.
This is different. You know what I'm saying? Hi-Fi Rush. That's why I wouldn't say it wasn't different. I just say it took something and did it in a unique way, right? The game doesn't hold you to just being rhythm based, even though it's a rhythm based game. It helps you if you stay on time with the rhythm. It gives you bonuses and allow you to do different moves and stuff if you stay on rhythm, but you don't have to. But it's been rhythm based games before. I just think with this new hardware and things like that, when are we going to start seeing gameplay redefined? And what is that for us? You know, even I asked this question to you in the chat. If before I go, let me get this super chat. Shout out to Moneybag97 with the $5. I'm gonna hit y'all up this week on designs. I'm gonna get y'all gamer tags too. Much love, shine my guys. I'm 80s, 90s NY guy. Love seeing y'all success. Salute, bro. Yes, sir. We definitely look forward to that to see what you can do, man. Let's work, brother. Let's work, and see what you do, and then we take what you do. And hey, look, if anybody in the community need this, holla at Moneybag. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
networking, man. All about networking.
Let me see. So yeah, man. But I don't even know what that was. That is something I have to really think about in terms of
what a
when we ask for developers to kind of start challenging gameplay mechanics, how we play games, kind of reshape how we look at games and stuff like that. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean to me? And right now, I couldn't even give you an answer. I think that's something that I will have to really think deep about in terms of even a concept. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even a concept. So, but you say it's average. You know, it looked like, just your run-of-the-mill shooter.
Because it's hard again when it comes to the market and then the ADHD levels of gaming. It's like if it don't hit day one, at least, or if it don't have this like something they're accustomed to or used to, it fails. Fortunately.
Shout out to Moneybag97 with the $5 again. Thank you for the support. Sony got Z wearing skinny jeans and Mercedes. He missed Xbox. Oh man,
not the skinny jeans, bro.
Then my brother Play said from AAA Studio. Yeah, I'm talking about from AAA Studio. Yeah, super rare, almost once like every 5 to 7 years.
Pretty much.
That we get something very unique from a AAA aspect. Other than that, they stick to the formula. They stick to And then I gotta say the onus is on us too, because sometimes as gamers, we don't know what we want until we see it.
Bruh.
We don't know. We will sit, we will complain. Well, maybe I'm complaining right now. So I'm gonna put myself in that circle as well. We will sit and we will complain. We will say, we tired of this, we tired of that. Y'all need to do something about it. Y'all can't do it. We spending all this money doing that and doing that. And then the minute somebody, well, what do you want?
I want to do more shooting.
You feel me?
Give me more guns.
You feel me?
More maps. Okay, we done gave you every map in the US, and you still ain't satisfied. But I don't know. At this point, it's like, what can they honestly do when it comes to especially shooters at this point?
That's a good question. That's an excellent question.
We got battle royales. They stripped the whole team deathmatch, gave you battle royale. You got free for all. You got airstrikes. It's like,
man, I don't know. It's something out there.
That's why I'm like not trying to fault them on doing something different. Because at this point, what can you really do?
Because this right here, what we're looking at on the screen, even with XDefiant, we've seen this before.
Yes. You know what game it reminded me of? And it's crazy, especially the one when you like you're escorting like a machine, a mechanic from one end of the map to the other. It reminded me of the old game Brick. Bleak or Brick. You remember that game on Xbox, the original Xbox? It was the same concept.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But they had like special abilities and
they were sliding and jumping over walls and stuff like that. Special ability.
Same concept.
And you know what? And that's what kills me, bro. When I know exactly what game. When I first saw that trailer, you went, wow. Right? You went, wow. And then you play the game and it's like,
what's this? You can't even get in a full lobby.
You like, wait, hold up. This ain't what y'all showed me.
Crashing in the middle of the fights.
This ain't what y'all showed me. Out of Kazan, what's up? What's good?
Like, what in the world? What happened? But
all right. So Noah's on the way. He just getting off work as well. So
to give them an opportunity to come out and show what they got. Again, I'm definitely gonna check it out when it release.
What, the XDefiant?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it.
Okay, but before we move on, because I don't have this in the headline. I know the last show, you had me pull. Well, I pulled it up because you was talking about it. Wild Hearts.
Oh, okay.
Did you purchase the game? If you did, have you been playing it? And what do you think about it?
All right, okay. So I was talking to my homie, right?
Oh man.
What had happened was
what? Hold on, chat. We gotta hold Melo accountable because Melo capped for this game live on this show. Had me go to YouTube, pull up gameplay, and I'm like, wow, yo, this so raw. He say, yeah, we could co-op. It could be the three of us. We could woo out the damn, right? And it looks like he haven't. Break it down. What happened?
All right. So what had happened was, Monster Hunter dropped because they was like, oh snap, they finna try to bring in this substitute feature and try to take over our spot on Xbox and PlayStation. So they put it in Game Pass for Monster Hunter, right? Cool. Monster Hunter, from what I play, is just Monster Hunter. It ain't got that like, you know what I'm saying? It's just Monster Hunter. If you play what's it called?
The one you played them all.
Yeah, you played the last one. Iceberg is like Iceberg is better than what they gave us on this one. So it's like, all right, cool, whatever.
Okay.
My homie,
thanks, Ozzy.
Hey man, say man, I ain't trying to drop that because I think it's gonna be trash. He a military dude. Shout out to Hitman. So everything's trash to him. So I was like, you know what?
Okay,
I'm gonna wait.
Wait. Huh?
But boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Game Pass and the EA Play. 10 hours. Ooh, I ain't even gotta play. I ain't got buy it right now. I can test it out.
Right.
I hopped into this weekend. You know what I'm saying? This weekend I did. This couple hours ago. I hopped there, gave it 4 million hours, 4 of them posts. I was in there, going crazy. Pop. I'm figuring it out. Boom, boom, boom. I done beat up the Pepper Pig dude, all that, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy this game. I'm going to buy it.
Okay.
I'm going to buy it.
You go back.
Fuck what he talking about. But
Okay.
I was.
Oh, it's a butt in there?
But it was.
It's a butt.
It is a butt. It is a butt. Well, hit me out. It's a good butt, but it's a bad butt.
Okay, what happened?
What I kept thinking about was Monster Hunter. Like, I was mentioning Monster Hunter the whole entire time playing this game. Now, online wise, trying to jump in because one of the guys in the stream was like, "Hey, I want to play with you." I'm like, "All right, word, cool. Let's come on. Let me test that out too. So maybe get some quick achievement points." It's shaky, baby. It's shaky. It ain't like Monster Hunters, but it's shaky. It's shaky.
Shaky how, player?
It's shaky. Like it's hard to join. It take a minute to jump in. I had to, you know what I'm saying, friend the person, look through the list, try to join them. Oh, you won't eat. You doing the 10 hours, so I can't join you right now. Oh, word. Well, great. Thanks for telling me while I'm in the middle of fighting this big ass pig. So it was one of them moments.
Oh man.
Then I bumped my head because you know me, I gotta play the game on the most difficult way possible.
Yeah.
I removed all of the HUD and the tutorials and all that, man. Don't do what I did because I went in and I didn't know where to go. For a cool hour, I ain't know where to go until I put the HUD back on.
Y'all hear this?
Oh, that's where you go. It was all, man.
Y'all hear this, man? My brother say
don't do
he
what
jumped in the game, took the HUD off, the help, the tutorial. A game he ain't never played before, right? Put it on the highest difficulty, turned everything off the HUD and everything that kind of show him to kind of, you know, nurture him into the game.
Where to go, how to do it, what to do. Yeah, it was about an hour. I was like, man, just turn the HUD back on. Because right now, the world is looking desolate. It's empty. Ain't nothing to do. I don't see nobody. Then I turned the HUD. I was like, oh, yeah, you got to establish base first before you can do anything. And I was like, oh. And that was about an hour and a half in. So that was my part of it. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. It was pretty funny. The game right now, I'm definitely rocking. I'm going to grab it. I just got too much going on. My girl's birthday tomorrow. My mama's birthday was last week. So money kind of funny right now. You feel me? But I'm going back.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. That's code name for when they fix their shit. I'm a bad. That's all. That's what that is. When they fix the game and get everything right, then I'll invest my money into it.
We'll tell you.
But I heard they had a lot of issues too on Twitter. I heard people complaining about the graphics, saying it looked like a PS3 game.
I won't say all that now.
You won't say all that?
Yeah.
But it got a 76 on Metacritic.
I don't care about that.
With an 8.7 user score. That's on the Xbox. It got a 79 on PlayStation.
I don't care about Metacritic.
I really don't understand Metacritic. I really don't.
Too much about that, but
37 reviews. Xbox got 17 reviews. It just don't nobody review shit on the Xbox. PlayStation is the console of choice. And
I can't give it one plus. Their story is way more put together than
Monster
Hunter. Yes,
I didn't really get it. I started playing. I forgot what Monster Hunter. I think that was the first one that entered Game Pass, and I started playing it with Noah. You know, Noah always gets you to start playing the game, and then just dip off on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just take off on you, right? And to me, I didn't know. I guess I didn't get into it deep enough to understand Because me, I'm just saying, what is the point of me sitting here whacking these big,
Overgrown monsters.
big dumb overgrown monsters that, like, what's the point? Where they come from and why
Look,
they
Monster Hunter
why?
is way better because in Monster Hunter, you're doing it to improve your weapons. So the more you whacking mole and slapping people around, you can start carving and making different weapons out of them. Which
Okay,
is dope. You know what I'm saying? And then
do Monster Hunter have a story?
yeah, it does, but it's
But
like
don't
it's
nobody care about it.
yeah, it's
It's
kind of
just
baked
the
in.
gameplay itself.
Yeah, it's just baked in and all that stuff. But what this improves with Monster Hunter, kind of false at in combat is the terrain, the traps. You able
Okay.
to maneuver and get around real fast in there compared to how Monster Hunter is
Monster Hunter is.
kind of slow. And
Also, this is a little more loose and
yeah,
agile. Your character, yeah, because I'm seeing on the screen with that first trailer that excuse me, that you played for me, which that's what drew my attention, how quick the character is able to move and agile, using the environment, building things in the environment to contest the monsters and stuff like that. And that drew my attention. And then when it came out, people saying, well, this it got little bugs here, little bugs there.
yeah.
The graphics ain't
I gotta say, graphically, it looked good to me. Only thing I seen that was kind of, wonky or whatever.
mhm.
Yeah, there's little pop ins and out here and there. But
Okay.
again, we're talking about a title that's they mimic a lot of a goddamn Monster Hunter though. It was kind of crazy because even with the created character part of it, when you're making your character, the hairstyles was literally the same mess. It was kind of like, okay, y'all just out here just doing wrong. But the the weapons though, the diversity in the weapons abilities, it separates it from Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but see, that's what got me when I first looked at the trailer. It had a massive amount of weapons. Like looking at the trailer now, like that look fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That look fire. Hopefully they get everything together and get it to a point where it's acceptable amongst people who really was looking forward to it, because the trailer did so much for the game. But we're gonna move forward. The next thing we're gonna move along to, I'm gonna go give it a try before it leaves Game Pass. Yeah, me too, Max City. I'm gonna try that 10-hour joint too to see what happens. So what I wanna move on to is the PlayStation VR2. Now look,
oh Lord,
I want to talk about this. Look, I'm gonna be the first to say I'm not the biggest VR person in the world. I don't even own any form of VR. I didn't invest in the PSVR on the first PlayStation, even though I could. And I was thinking about getting this one, but that price point and things like that, the reviews that's been coming out about. So I want to play this clip. And I want to see what y'all think about it. Shout out to my brother J Rock. This was something put together by him, and this review, he clipped this review from PS I Love You, which is a pretty much a podcast. Y'all know PlayStation I Love You, podcast that's dedicated to all things PlayStation, right?
that sounds disturbing.
Yeah, let me do this here.
Yes, I love you.
Okay,
right.
PS I Love You. So I'm gonna put this up on the screen and we're gonna play it, and then I want to get the chat, people in the chat. I want to get y'all. I'm gonna ask Melo too. Is he interested in getting it? If you in the chat and you pay for one, I know they shipping them out already. I know some people orders have been messed up too as well. Yes, I'm gonna put this on screen. Hold on, give me just a second. Okay. All right, so get this. I just need y'all to check this out. Just listen to this, right? Let's listen to this.
But I still felt like overall it was still a little bit more bulky than it could be, right? And this is me coming off of, again, using a lot of MetaQuest and that thing feeling super light and feeling super free, especially because it doesn't have cables. And the PSVR2, has that cable, and let me tell you, that cable is thick, and that cable did get in the way a few times when I was playing a bit more of the active games, namely something like Horizon or something that requires you to have a bit more range of motion. That was something that I noticed as well. But overall, for me, I think the reason why I come down on the 3 as opposed to the 4 is the user experience still isn't all the way up to a place where I feel when I'm at home casually, when I look to the future, and more games start to come into PSVR2. When I look toward that future, it's so tough for me to think, all right, yeah, let's bust out the PSVR2 and plug in the cable and bust out the Sense controllers. Also, the Sense controller battery life doesn't seem that great. I don't know what your guys' experience has been with it.
No, it's not good.
Yeah, I was surprised when I was playing a game for about an hour and let's say an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow.
And it was fully, they were both fully charged. I look at the thing, it was down to 1 bar.
Oh my God. Oh.
Last is the thing. I don't know if it's one of those things where on the UI it says 1 bar, but really it's just like halfway down. I hope so, because man, 2 hours of battery life is not it. That is not it.
Wow.
But yeah, things like that bring it down for me. And then things like library, where I look around and I looked at, we all have lists of games that we played on this thing that we'll talk about in a second. But when I look at my list of games that I played on PSVR2 the last week, the ones that jumped out at me the most, the ones that felt most worthwhile, those were all games that I either played before on other VR platforms or PSVR1, or games that are like remasters, ports. Like the new games that are on the platform for me weren't hitting as much as I needed them to for a brand new PlayStation VR2 headset that is $550. And so that's where I come down on the 3 versus the 4 score.
Wow. Wow.
Ain't no way, boy.
Wow. Hold on. Give me just a second here. We're going to stop that. Hold on.
Ain't no way, boy.
Let me just say.
Yo. We said need a car for the controller too. Dang. Are you serious? You said Q, you serious about that? You said
Okay.
You need a car for the controllers too?
Okay, I'm back. Okay. Look. I'm not a VR elitist or anything like that. Sometimes you think about getting, if not for me, for my kids, since I don't play my, PS5 that much, what I'm saying? It just sit over there, But I was thinking about the experience for them because I know my oldest daughter, she's been asking for either Oculus or Quest or something like that, or whatever. So if not for me, for them, and so you sit back and you try to wait on to see the people who that's in tune with this VR stuff. I know only my opinion matters, but in this case, if I'm going to slap down another PS5 on, look.
Amen. Say
Look, hold on. Let me bring this up on the screen. Because we're going to talk about the hypocrisy in this community. Yes, it's been a while since I turned total. I might go fanboy in a very few seconds. Because this should need to be called out. Call of the Wild.
Make sure y'all hit that like button while you going, man. He said trash VSR. Hey man, I'm about to say off the rip, I'm biased. So y'all don't want to hear what I gotta say about.
I'm trying to find the article.
I've been biased towards even though I got one.
Because it was an article where Sony said that Horizon Call of the Wild is a tech demo.
Damn.
It's like a tech graphics demo, a tech showcase for the VR.
Okay, I can see that.
VR, a tech showcase. I guess let me see if I can find it.
I kind of can see that though, especially seeing it's the first introduction to VR2. So
Horizon Call of the Mountain is not enough of a good thing.
It don't make no sense.
Okay. Look, I'm not here. Look, all I'm saying,
look.
let me tell y'all something. Look,
Look at
it was choices to be made, right? It was choices to be made, and those choices lie with Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft was going to get into VR and felt as though their money was better spent in investing into their cloud infrastructure, which is xCloud and Game Pass and their subscription service.
Praise Jesus.
So they said, look, we'll leave the VR up to third party, right? On Windows, we'll support all of those headsets. Okay. Right now, we need to focus because we think the next wave and the next big thing isn't VR or even AR at this point. We think cloud is going to be the next mainstream thing before VR or AR catches on, right? So they HoloLens, I don't think they sold that department, but they sold that tech to the military, right? In terms of VR that was supposed to have been on Xbox One X, Phil came out in an article and just say, look, the tech is not where it's supposed to be right now. It's not where we want it to be right now, pretty much, right? And then the content is not where we want it to be. I think it's going to take years for developers to kind of to research and work on that to get it so it can match AAA games. Okay. Phil also said that if he does do a VR headset, he want it to be wireless. He don't want to deal with all them cables and things like that, which is what the guy was complaining about in this video. And I can understand if from a empathetic standpoint, if you put yourself in the shoes, say I'm that guy, and I got all these VR headsets, and majority of the VR headsets, if not all of the VR headsets that I have is wireless, right? It comes along the PSVR2, and I got to deal with this cable.
The thick cable, the umbilical cord.
You feel me? Especially for games where you move, you got to understand when the cable is. You might step over it. I don't know how long the cable is or anything like that. This is just me on the outside looking in, right? This is just me on the outside looking in. Sony, on the other hand, they had a decision that had to be made too. They had a choice. Either they can go the route of investing in their cloud infrastructure, or they can invest in VR. They chose to give their cloud, PS Now, the back seat to VR. Just like that Sony exec said, that when VR came up in that room, it took all the wind out of that room. And that's what Sony focused at. And it's like they took two different approaches for the same reason. Phil said that the VR tech isn't where he wanted it to be. And Sony perspective was that the cloud industry, in terms of infrastructure, power, and bandwidth and internet, is not where they wanted to be for them to start initially investing in it, right? So two different approaches pretty much for the same reason. Both decided that the services that they're investing in was kind of negating at that point was too early, right, to invest in because, it's still a baby. It need to be groomed. It need to be nurtured. You know what I'm saying? My perspective on this is that Microsoft chose the better choice.
Yeah, they're right.
In cloud. And I say that because right now, where they at in terms of xCloud and the multi-subscription service Game Pass, investing in infrastructures, data centers and stuff like that, By the time cloud come around, I don't think cloud gonna ever take over native hardware. But by the time it comes around, Microsoft is gonna be ready. Sony, they're gonna have to pay somebody to help them get ready
Mm-hmm.
because they chose. And I even take this back to the 90s where they had an opportunity to build out their own data centers. And I said that the last show. I think Mike, and that's why you have them now, and we're gonna talk about this later. That's why you have now Sony at the regulators, the European Commission, and the CMA and the FTC crying about Microsoft advantages in cloud. Well, you chose VR over cloud.
Yo, 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 yo.
You feel me? What's good? What's good,
What's
brother?
up, man? What's up?
Even though you got there before everybody.
I disagree with you, Post.
Well, you supposed to talk to me, brother.
I think cloud gaming, I think we're going to get to a point one day where cloud gaming is going to be damn near identical to native.
Mm.
Yeah, I said it.
Talk. Break it down. Break it down.
With the innovations we have in communications and like broadband speeds and latency, along with the new innovations we have with video compression. I can see one day, like I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow, but I can see us in the future trying to compare a game being streamed versus a game being played natively, and you'll have to really pay attention to detail to notice the difference. And just like digital video, back in the day, we knew you was watching. You knew you was watching a TV show, a movie on Netflix with all the compression and artifacting,
Compression,
but
yeah, and artifact, yeah.
now that shit
And
look crystal clear.
and dynamic, the bandwidth changing and moving and lowering depending on your internet connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, we could watch a full 4K HDR.
Yeah.
Now we'll say the audio from like a Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray
Yes,
shit is
it's different.
unmatched. If you have
Yeah.
a system, yeah, that shit is unmatched. That you can hear the compression in the audio, but I mean, if you're just playing it out the TV speakers, you won't know the difference.
Yeah. No,
So, yeah.
I'm not. No, what I mean is that I think people will always choose a native experience over cloud. What I'm just saying is that I do believe it's going to get to that point once the internet service providers get off their ass and finally start building the infrastructure out, or even updating the infrastructure. And I think that's a whole nother. I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that later with the whole Xbox-Activision thing because that has a lot to do with what's going on. But no, while you are here, brother, did you get a chance to play XDefiant?
I played it a year ago. I played it last
Oh,
Oh damn!
oh man, what?
So I knew it. He said, "Y'all knew to this." I've been here.
year. I had to-
Deviant Defiant? What? He been holding out.
Me.
but
He
I
tell
was
us-
under NDA though. I couldn't just
Right.
broadcast or play it. But I will
okay.
say this: I haven't played the beta, the most recent beta, so I don't know if there's been any improvement since I played it. I know it wasn't buggy,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't like polished when I played it, and it had like a lot of. I know you had to like escort a robot and kill people and TD. It was more like objective based
Okay.
modes and stuff when I played it.
Same.
Um,
Ain't nothing changed. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think from what I played. Remember, this is about a year ago. So what I played, it's not polished. So it's not.
Hmm.
I don't think it can match Call of Duty
Yeah.
Oh,
as far as
Yeah. Melo was on the same thing. He said it's just a
polish. Yeah,
run of the mill FPS shooter, nothing really special about it. Pretty much a COD copy.
yeah. Well, I would say it's got like a little COD, a little Overwatch,
Yeah, that's
um,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty
a
much
little
what Melo was
Crossfire.
saying. Yeah.
little Crossfire X to it. As
Oh,
far
the
as like
crossfire. You gonna
a
put the
little jank,
crossfire
you
there?
got a little
Hey,
jank in
Crossfire
Crossfire.
You
was
gonna,
bad.
you
Yeah,
gonna, hey, you gonna
I'm
put
not.
that? You know,
No, I'm not, bro. I mean, like sometimes jank ain't bad, bro. But
hey, come on, you gonna
look,
put
got
that
a
in the
little
car?
jank.
Don't put no crossfire there.
It just
Uh,
wasn't presented in that state of mind.
You know when you hit crossfire, people, it's trash. It's trash.
You know what I'm saying? It actually was fun.
Oh man,
it was Crossfire X wasn't bad, man.
they gonna
It
immediately
wasn't
say
great.
it's
It wasn't great
trash.
either, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. It's like in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the leftovers. Like if you
You
give
got a team, bro. You going ham in that Crossfire? That shit fun. It's just you play.
absolutely.
It only had like one map though. Like I don't know.
One
They
map.
could have.
Yeah, like
One
they
map.
if they would have let it marinate a little bit longer,
Yeah.
brought in the mechs and
Oh man.
the armored warriors like they supposed to, it probably would have been a different story. But you know,
Hey man, you guys.
Crossfire X, man. They
Okay. All right. So another question that did you get a chance to play the 10-hour demo of Wild Hearts?
Nah, that I didn't.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to play it.
Okay.
And y'all played it?
Oh no.
And you know how Melo was, really celebrating that joint last show. You feel? That brother got a different tune.
Oh, for real. I seen some screenshots and I was like,
yeah. Yo, that brother, that brother ain't got the same energy.
But see, this is where I'm at with it, bro. This is where I'm at with it. Oh, there's so many games coming out this year. And if I'm booted up, I want time to actually like sit and play it. And I only got a 10-hour trial, so I'm saving that.
Man, you saving that 10-hour trial. Check it out. It ain't that bad. I'm just saying it might need to marinate a little bit. That's all I'm saying. But it ain't a bad game.
Oh man, this brother say.
But
okay, so go ahead.
I allowed myself to play it first before I can, give my full opinion about it. Some of you niggas, y'all just bash it right up. Oh my god, it got a 60 Metacritic. I can't play this. It ain't even didn't see it, didn't do anything. So hey man, that's
I respect it though, but I appreciate somebody that can sit down, play the game, and get an honest opinion. Like or don't like. Your opinion don't have to match mine, but the fact you played it, give it a chance. I ain't played it. My current perspective is based off the screenshots. That's the only thing I can talk about is the graphics, but the gameplay might be fire. I'm not even gonna comment on the game because I ain't played it.
That's fine.
Hey, Ozzy say post. I was about to cap for that before it launched. Hey, you saved yourself, brother, because that brother Melo was on this very show, on this very screen, capping. Had me looking at the video like, oh, wow, that's what we all replay. Wow, we finna. Ooh. And then today he say, see what had happened was, you feel me? But what we're gonna do, we're gonna move on to Redfall. 2 new videos just dropped. 2 new videos just dropped on Redfall. So I'm gonna play them though. And then we might, and just in case, I'm gonna trim them out later. So we just in case we get a copyright strike. What's up?
Before you play this, did we upgrade the stream yet? Or are we still running at 720i?
No, I will upgrade it after the show. That way next show we good.
To everybody watching the show, we got you. After this show, we're gonna upgrade our quality. All our
after this stream is over,
1080p,
we're gonna hit the upgrade and everything gonna be 1080p from here on out. All right.
Yes, we got you.
Right. And then our logo going see where that StreamYard that's gonna be gone, and you're gonna see the State of Gaming logo right there. We got y'all. Ain't no way it's 2023 and we podcasting at 720p.
Put the StreamYard logo. Hey, yo,
that's respectful.
That's the same duck on the shirt. No, that's his cousin.
Hey, Melo go out to do a shirt. No 720p in 2023. Hey, that's disrespectful. Y'all don't need phones, right? That can do 1080, 1440p,
120 hertz.
160p, 120 hertz, and y'all here chilling with us in 720p in 2023. Yo,
Hey, StreamYard. Hey, they taxing, bro.
You
Hey,
gotta
bro.
They taxing for
kind of
speakers.
Hey.
boy.
Hey,
And we only
man.
coming out of one speaker right now. They charge extra to get the stereo.
Your second.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all though. Next show though, we gonna be crisp, bro.
Real for real.
I mean, so I'm gonna bring this this Redfall video on screen, and we're gonna play it. And like I said, I'm gonna trim it out to bypass the copyrights later, like I always do. And let's look at this together because I haven't seen it. We can see this, and I don't know if y'all seen it. This is the official extended gameplay and world exploration trailer. Let's see here. It was up 6 hours ago. 6 hours ago. So let's take a look at this. Hold on, let me do this here. Let me get y'all on full screen right there. There you go.
Something wicked dark is coming.
They took over the hospital almost immediately. Like they planned it.
You sent people to Ava. Folks out there are dead because of what you did.
They took my child.
The sun. Is it only covered up here, or is it dark everywhere else too?
You know what happened at the shelter. You think that can't happen here?
Oh, this one Chris. Y'all can't see it because y'all watching this 720p.
Is this our time? Pathetic.
You'll come to me in time.
You wish you were one of us. You'll wish for it when you die.
What is this place? It's like the weirdest dream.
You're not supposed to be here.
This is a broadcast for the people of RedFall. Find a weapon. Defend yourselves.
Going up.
Ah, shit.
No! The whole world is changing. Starting with RedFall.
Coast Guard station got taken over pretty quick. Everyone's scattered. We gotta get out there, grab some supplies, and help people get through this mess.
Everybody knows it's over! Everybody except you.
There seem to be warring factions.
There's no way off the island anymore! RedFall belongs to Red!
Hey, Post.
Yeah.
I just want to say you're a hilarious dude, bro. You cranked that drink all the way up to 4K like it was gonna make a difference.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm sorry, chat. Please forgive me. I won't do it no more. Look, I just realized that, right? Look, I pulled up the stream, right? On my other tab, right? And I put it in 720p, and I'm so used to 4K 1080p, it still look blurry. And I put the Redfall video in 4K, thinking it was going do something.
I want that 720 square.
And that shit, like, and I'm sitting here watching the video like, I wish they could see what I see. I'm I'm looking at this shit like, this shit look fire in 4K. And then I look over at the last stream. That shit look ashy as hell.
Hey yo,
We look
Bethesda,
ashy as hell, bro.
Bethesda about to write you a letter, bro. Don't be showing that game in 720p.
Yo,
Not like that.
I damn near wanted to clear my camera off because I thought it was my camera, but
We deserve better.
I'm sorry, Stan.
We gonna do
I
better.
apologize to us.
We gonna do better.
In the chat. We gonna do better.
Mom gonna work.
Yo, I did not know, yo. I'm sorry, y'all. I just realized looking at this live stream, and I keep hitting the cog symbol and going to the quality. It's 720.
Spamming. This man spamming 4K. Hey, yo, Chris Hart said the quality of the stream had the same graphics as Xbox Series S. No, it had the same quality as Forspoken.
Yo, bro.
Talk about Forspoken.
Man.
That's what it looked like.
Hey, y'all, I'm sorry. I keep hitting the quality symbol and clicking on 720p like it's going to clear up. And then
You ain't did a monthly thing, boy.
I'm sorry, yo. And then it was disrespectful because I hit the cog symbol and put my YouTube video on 4K. No, y'all watching this.
Post said this is gonna blow their mind. Look.
Man. I clicked that shit like y'all need to see this. And then I looked at the stream like, oh my bad. You ain't shit for bringing that up.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh man, yo, I'm sorry, y'all. But look, this is what we can do. Until the next show we're gonna be 1080p and 2023. Let me tell you something. I do want to. I'm gonna try to get the 1440p. So I'm gonna get a capture card and all that probably this week. Let me tell you something. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all can do is when y'all get a chance, go watch the 4K trailer. That game looked way better than when they first showed it. That joint is polished. It is very polished. And I'm look, man, Atomic Heart drops in 3 days, man. It's already preloaded. Wolong just preloaded itself.
Yes,
because it drops next month in March. Then I don't know what we get in April. We get Redfall in May. Then in June with E3. Lies of P's dropping in August. But before that, we might see either Starfield or around that time Forza Motorsport. Microsoft cooking.
Big facts.
You get Minecraft. You get Minecraft in April, so we get
in April.
We get a little bit of a break, you know. For those that
for the Minecraft fans, salute y'all.
Yeah, salute
y'all get y'all joined in April, right? We get Redfall in May. Some dropping in June along with E3 to get the back half of the year and going into 2024, right? Lies of P's in August. We still got Motorsport with Starfield, a possibility of Hellblade 2 drop. Man, Microsoft cooking. If y'all don't think Microsoft cooking right now, you are a hater.
Eating good.
You are a hater, bro. Look, let me tell y'all something. Shout out to and I don't know if he watching right now. I don't know if he watching. My brother, Big Money, aka
Big Money,
Big Dummy, when he need to be right. Big Dummy. I mean, Big Money. My bad. You ain't Big Dummy right now because you ain't said no dumb shit. So let me say, Big Money reached out to me today, right? Big Money, he texted me. And I really appreciate that because he always just tap in with me like, hope everything's good with the fam, woo out the bam. But Xbox is trash, right?
Oh, you got the same.
Right. So he said Xbox is trash, right? So I say, nigga, you know you love Game Pass. You know what he told me? Now I'm gonna be on Game Pass for the next 3 months, Post.
Absolutely. I bet he is.
I know you is.
I know you is.
I know you is.
We know it's real.
I know you is. I know you know. We know it. We know it. Shout out to I mean to put your Big Money if you listening or you watching. I ain't mean to put you out there like that, but I just had to say it. Hardcore PlayStation, dude. But let me tell you something. Even you can't deny the value that's Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft is cooking.
Yeah.
Put all of the fanboy stuff aside and just look at the lineup. Game dropping every month, possibly for the whole year.
That's the whole year. Ain't no possibly. This is for the
whole year. You getting either a NDAA, AAA, or
PC
first party game. Something dropping.
The Viking game dropping.
Might not be your cup of tea. Might be something you want to see if you like it. But something we ain't even got to the other list. We ain't even got to the other list. You feel me? We ain't even got to the other list of games that's supposed to be coming out. So Microsoft is cooking right now. I do want to bring up this, though. I want us to check this out, too, because they also did a Q&A with IGN. And I want us to watch that as well, because I haven't watched it. I don't know if y'all seen it. And one of the things that they pointed out in the Q&A is that the game will not have any tethers. And what they mean by that is that during the 4-player co-op, you guys can go off and do whatever you want. You're not tethered to each other. So if all three of us playing, we each can go in opposite directions of the world as far as we want and don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, going outside of a certain zone or not being able to go past a certain area due to us being a certain distance apart, that we will be able to search the world on our own without having to deal with. That is incredible.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is a dope feature. That is a dope feature. So let me, what is this right here? Let me do this here. Let's see what we got here.
When implementing a loot-based system. Hey y'all, I'm Stella Chung, joined by Ben Horn, production director on RedFall. Ben, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm stoked to be here.
So we have a lot of burning questions, so I'm just going to get right into it. During the developer direct, we got a glimpse of what the loot is like in RedFall. What were some of the considerations taken when implementing a loot-based system? And can you discuss if you were looking at any other looter shooters to draw inspiration from?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we wanted to make a game where players could instantly feel comfortable with some of the pieces of gear and equipment that they were finding. Assault rifles and shotguns, sniper rifles that could all have rarity included in them that unlock traits that allow you to play a little bit differently. But we also wanted to take a unique spin on that by adding vampire hunting weapons into the game. These are like flare guns and stake launchers, UV beams. These help to defeat the vampires in a very unique way, because in Redfall, vampires can't be defeated by only bullets. They need something special. And so a stake launcher, for instance, can really shoot from a distance and defeat a vampire when they're vulnerable. And that really allows for players to scour the world, look for the weapon that they really want, how they want to play, and allows them to be expressive in that way when taking on the vampire threat.
So not only did you put a lot of thought into that, but also you mentioned it was mentioned in the developer direct that every nook and cranny of the game's playable area was handcrafted. So can you discuss what those might have challenged you, as well as what it meant overall for development?
You know, we had this aspirational goal to deliver the biggest, most ambitious setting that we ever have. And we knew that with that, we wanted to maintain the things about Arcane's DNA that we love, things about our games in the past that we really appreciate, environmental storytelling, strong kind of narrative throughput in the world so that the world feels lived in, it feels worth saving. And so as we took on this challenge to make such a huge open world, we wanted to make sure that every home that players walked into, a convenience store, had readables. There are thousands and thousands of lines of readables in the game that tell the story of Redfall leading up, you know, the months and weeks and days leading up to the events of Redfall. And we think that's one of the things that sets the game apart and is something that's really special.
It's hard to see a brand new looter shooter enter the fray without players drawing comparisons to others on the market. So what is Redfall doing for players that set it apart from the competition, for a lack of a better word?
Redfall is a game where players will have the opportunity to really move through the world in a way that they are comfortable with. Players that want to move through the world in a fast-paced, action, guns blazing type of style are certainly going to find that when they play Redfall. Players that take a more stealth, methodical, or observational approach, they're going to find a lot of rewarding play styles coming out of that as well. You know, for instance, in our game, it's not uncommon to hear an explosion in the distance and wonder, okay, what was that? And to go to that area and two factions are fighting one another. And that's not always scripted. Sometimes that just happens systemically in the game. And then you have a choice. Do I jump in the fray? Do I sneak around the side, grab some loot and get out? There's benefits and pros and cons to all of those approaches. We think that's a really compelling way to play a game like this.
So speaking of approaches, I'm actually curious. So why was the idea of a looter shooter implemented instead of a game like Left 4 Dead with survival aspects and modding for replayability?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, Left 4 Dead is an awesome game, but we wanted to make something different. We wanted to make something that we feel like has the arcane DNA that we've made from games in the past. Games like Dishonored 2, Prey, most recently Deathloop. You could think of all of those games almost like a Venn diagram where they overlap in really key areas or critical areas that we like to tell stories in games, and we like to make games that have a rich, coherent story, systems that players can exploit and they can use to their advantage, maybe in some surprising ways. For Dishonored, we went a little bit stealth, and for Prey, we really focused on physics. And for Redfall, we wanted to focus on the world building. We wanted to focus on that narrative story. And so that's what we're focused on delivering.
Was Redfall always designed to be open world from the beginning, or was there a stage of evolution that led the game to become what it is today?
Yeah, it has always been designed to be open world. In fact, that was one of the exciting parts of starting a game like this. It was something new. I think it's natural to make games, and maybe you've made a few that are in a certain mold, and to want to say, we want to take what we love here, we want to break the mold. Making a large open world game, that was breaking the mold for us.
Your studio is usually not a multiplayer focused game studio. So how did you guys approach balancing single player character builds while making them all viable for multiplayer? And why the 4-player aspect specifically with Redfall?
That was another part of, taking on something new. Was not only can we go bigger, but can we make an experience, an true arcane experience that you can play with your friends? So the focus has been on supporting all of those play styles. When you play single player in Redfall, you are playing by yourself. There's no AI squad mates. And then you can add friends up to a 4-player squad. And what we found is as you add more and more of your friends, the game kind of takes on this almost like a party mode when you're playing. There's a lot of fun, a lot of action, a lot of ways that your skills and abilities can play with your squad mates. And it makes for just a really, really great time. But it has been very difficult to be able to strike that balance. And also when you're playing with friends, you can actually go to the 4 corners of the map. We don't tether people. So if you wanted to go around and kind of, it's pretty cool. Yeah. When you're in a squad, the trust system gives you kind of a buff of staying together, and it helps you fight the vampires, but you can walk away from one another and you don't have that buff, but you do have the freedom of exploration. You kind of take on different objectives if you'd like. It's a really, really cool system that allows for players to kind of be expressive with how you want to play with your friends. You don't have to just be alone. But there is a benefit. We encourage people to kind of come together.
So you've specified that Redfall will be more like Far Cry than Left 4 Dead. So how will that be reflected with replayability once players beat the story?
Playing Redfall and the experience that is similar, I guess, in other open world experiences is that as you move through the world, there's no loading screens in any of the kind of open world areas, any of the open world maps. You're not loading into anything. You're just able to walk through those. And each of those big maps has neighborhoods inside of it. And like we talked about the developer direct, players are going to be challenged to find safe houses in those neighborhoods and complete safe house missions to then free that neighborhood and kind of take that back from the vampires.
This sounds
that provides rewards and things for the player.
This
then
sound
allow
fire,
them
bro.
to be able to advance through the story. And with multiple difficulty modes and kind of choosing when and where you take on certain missions, playing with friends or playing a new hero, trying out a different spec, all of those things add to, I think, a lot of replayability within the game.
Thank you so much
Yo,
for
yo, what up,
answering all the
Sean?
questions, Ben, and for joining us. We cannot wait to play your game. And speaking of, you'll be able to play RedFall on May 2nd on Xbox and PC.
Yo, I'm liking what I'm hearing. The fact that it's not going to be tethered. Seamless, open world seamless. So you don't have to worry about opening the doors and loading into things like that. On the systems right now. This SSD on the Series X has really been
phenomenal.
Kicking ass, bro.
Doing what everybody thought it wasn't gonna do. Because somebody told us another SSD had GPU capabilities and was gonna be faster than anything on the market, including PC. And it ain't.
That's what they said.
It ain't really doing
what it said it was gonna do.
But because half our runs don't have no loading screens. It don't load. Now, you start the game, and it's just that not one load bar. You feel me? Not one.
Crazy.
And now they got this big ass open world game. They saying, look, everything is seamless. You're not gonna see one loading screen.
No tethering.
And when you go into you find these certain environments that you go into, you might see another whole area in there. Like this is crazy. This is crazy. I will say this though. But there's this carrying right now.
Oh yeah.
They carrying. They're carrying Xbox right now. Crazy. They are carrying Xbox crazy right now. And RedFall sounds amazing. What y'all think about what y'all just heard?
Everything was a check mark. It was a plus in my opinion. Honestly, at this point, they don't have to show anything. So y'all should be grateful that y'all are getting this caveat of them even sitting down and telling you, hey, no tethering. You can split up and go on the four corners of the map and have your own experience. I was looking at when we was looking at the trailer. Do they have NPC humans in the game too as well fighting the vampires?
I don't know. We'll see.
Before they go over there to run to help them.
I know he said factions, so you got vampires and other different monsters that could be fighting. What I liked about it is that he said, look, you're not just for to kill these vampires with bullets. You're gonna need to weaken with gun, but you're gonna need like a special ability or special ammo to kill them off, which makes you kind of determine the weapon of choice and how you want to approach. Like that's fire. And the fact that when you're single player, you're actually single player, no computer AI assistance, is just you by yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And depending on what difficulty you plan on, that could be a hell of an experience. Yeah, no computer AI assistance, you out there in that big ass open world by yourself with, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what type of other monsters and things like the enemies that they haven't shown us yet. You know what I'm saying?
You know, they kind of remind me of not the gameplay, but like the mission structure. Reminds me of Ghost Recon Wildland, where you had like different parts of the map you had to take over, and then you can you get like stronger, better gear, more weapons and stuff, and go like take out a main boss.
Yeah.
So like, this game will be fucking epic.
Yeah, I do, and I do like the fact that they say, hey, even though you're a team, right? Even though you're a team, you can go explore this world on your own. You can get into your own shit on your own. You don't have to play as a team. Y'all could come in everybody go their separate ways and do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do play as a team, we give you a buff. You know what I'm saying?
Now
we reward you for being, for sticking together.
Okay.
Okay.
So I wonder now, would is the difficulty level is going to fluctuate as well in that situation?
I think it is. And it's just like because we're Halo, even with Halo and co-op Halo on Legendary. Legendary solo is different than Legendary co-op. Me and Noah know this. I'm telling you, when that co-op come in, and the game know, the system know that it's four Master Chiefs running around the map. Oh man, that AI intelligent man, bro, on that Halo 5. I know people don't like Halo 5, but that campaign, bro, on Legendary Co-op, man, they was
That shit
flanking
tough,
us.
bro.
Ain't no sitting in no area hand behind no rock waiting for your health to regenerate. Ain't none, you can't do none of that, bro. That AI turned it up. They was smart, they was intelligent, they was chasing us down, they was flanking us. Like, man, it was crazy. Want to know him.
Yeah, yeah. And Gears like that too. Gears got some smart ass AI, but they will chuck a grenade, they will flank.
Yep.
Bro.
And no, they won't allow you to sit behind those. You know how some games you get into, you can sit behind some and wait for your
Yeah, air
health.
you out.
Nah, it
They
gives
will
a Halo.
air you out. And then when they smell blood, they go for it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, he hurt.
Let me
We
tell you
pushing
something.
that.
Halo 5 was a short game. It might want, but I'm telling you, that joint on Legendary was one of the most toughest experience. I won't say one, but it is up there with one of the most tough because we died so many, we died so much.
You know what make it tough too though is you have like, let's say if you get down, I have to revive you within a certain time.
Yeah.
Or we both failed a mission.
And
Old
see,
Halos weren't like that.
And that's what made it extremely tough because sometimes you say like it was 4 of us, right? 2 of us is already dead. Noah's still alive. Neff is still alive. Neff is down. Noah has to try to revive Neff so we all can come back. But in the midst of him doing that, he got all the motherfuckers enemies trying to kill him, and then they're standing over Neff's body. Like they're not.
They teleport too.
Yeah.
They can teleport. These enemies, they see you hurt, they'll teleport behind you.
And they literally standing over Neff's body, waiting for Noah to try to come save him. Like, yeah, you think we stupid? Like we know he down. We know we need. We know you need to come and try to.
Oh yeah, they'll bait
stand
you
right here.
They will bait you. Like, you trying to revive this guy? You got 10 seconds. You got to get through me first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so that was Redfall. We talked about XDefiant. I do want to get your thoughts on this though, Honor. Are you getting PlayStation VR2?
I wasn't at first,
but you're thinking about getting it now.
Yeah,
because I know you had the first one, right?
Yeah, I had the first one, and I'm gonna be real with you. VR kind of makes me like sick to the stomach. Just like if they fix that, I'm cool with it.
Wait, hold on. What? So wait, hold on. So let me get this straight.
Oh Jesus!
Hold on. Did you hear this, brother? Okay, so you brought a PlayStation VR. Even though it made you sick, you was still playing it.
Nah, I didn't play it like that. I played it, but that's what stopped me from playing it was the fact that I was getting sick.
Stop the cap. We stopped the cap. We saw the little video footage of you on Twitter talking about J-Dub. We had a fun time over here in this person.
Yeah, but how long was that? That clip was like 2 minutes, bro. Me and Jada's not gonna tell you this.
Okay,
well, Kratos, because you know Kratos be lying. Kratos be lying.
I'm put it out there. Me and Kratos played that game, right? PSVR. We played it like 30 minutes. It had a time of our lives, right? And we boot up the Oculus a few weeks later, and there was another shooter. Bro, we got so sick playing, like both of us at the same time. We got so sick. And I hit up Jada and said, man, we supposed to jump on that VR again. You ready? He said, nah, I can't do that shit, man.
So he out there lying.
That nigga was sick. I was sick, bro.
Bro.
That monkey sickness is real, bro. That shit is real. Don't think just because you can get on like a boat or something, don't get this shit different. This shit will have you sick, and you'll throw up thinking about VR.
Yo, shout out to Sean 786 Talk That Shit podcast. What's good, brother? Y'all support his channel, follow him. A true Xbox. Salute to my SOG Xbox podcast brothers. Yes, sir. Thank you for the support, brother.
What up, bro? What's up? What's up, Sean?
Let me tell you. So I'm glad you said that, Noah. I'm glad you put the truth out there. This brother Crate lying.
He gonna tell you about the times he got sick, though.
Let me tell you something. I know it's something. Look, with all the motion blurring gaming all day, like when I was younger, it didn't affect me, right? But now, certain games I play, it'll give me the feeling like certain games make me throw up.
Oh man,
Halo Infinite. Y'all
So
wonder
just
why
talking
I
about
don't go
playing on the
back
regular
to it
screen.
that much. Because even though I turned off the motion blur, if I play it for an extended amount of time, it gives me that nauseating feeling to where I have to throw. So certain games do that to me. Certain games don't. I forgot what the other game I played, Noah. You told me to turn off the motion blur, and that worked.
Yeah.
That worked. But when I did it for Halo, I was like, well, I'll just do it for all games. And I play it for a certain amount of time. Because I remember when I was on stream and I kept pausing saying, I'll be back. I'll be back. And that was me trying to force myself to play it, but at the same time feeling like I so nauseated that I'm about
it's
to
like
throw up.
you're enjoying it, but you're getting like sick. Like I used to get the same way with when I used to play my Game Boy. Like we would go on long trips, and I had like it's like when I was real young. We played like Pokemon. I played Pokemon, and just having my head down and looking at that screen for a extended period of time, bro, I used to feel horrible, bro. Like I wanted to throw up.
I get that now, man. I get that now with certain games. So look, y'all can tell me Post don't play no games. Y'all, you're cool. Yeah, you can do all that. I'm gonna play what I want to play when I want to play it, and if I feel like I have to go up, I ain't gonna be investing that much time. So far, Hi-Fi Rush has been great, bro. And I think I'm gonna get back that that tonight because I just I need to get into gaming right now to get my mind off some things. But we gonna move forward, and I want to say this though before we move forward. Despite Noah just saying all that, expect a picture of a PlayStation VR2 on Twitter in probably a couple of days.
Blame it on my addiction, bro.
A receipt or something.
That's what I say. I'm messing up, man. I got to get into this gaming industry. Y'all, boy.
He's still going to buy it. He's going to still buy it.
Blame it on my addiction,
just said he got to throw up. He had to puke and all that stuff.
With
still finna drop that $550.
Play the game.
Let me tell you so. You finna go spend $50 on them controllers that only last 1 hour and 20 minutes, brother. Let me tell you, don't you do it.
I think it's more of a FOMO. Now I do want to play that Firewall Ultra, but I think it's more of FOMO. I just want to see what the fuss about is. Fuss about, but
you can't help it. You can't help it.
But I'll be the first one to shit on it. You know what I mean?
No, you just spent $550 to shit on something. I would take a shit from a distance, brother.
Exactly.
No, I don't need to spend $550. You know what I'm saying? To take a shit on something. You feel me?
I'm talking about on camera. Look, hey. I am a broadband bully. You know how we do.
Okay. So we're moving along. Atomic Heart drops in 3 days. Are you guys excited?
Bruh.
Hell yeah.
I can't even finish the games fast enough, but bro, since day one, since I saw it in that Bethesda showing, guaranteed purchase without a shadow of a doubt. I'm buying that. It goes back to what you said, man. Bethesda right now and in the gaming industry, bro, it's only February. I really want people to let that sink in. Like, we only 2 months in. Yeah, you got games. We got games. That's what I like to say.
I was gonna pull up the. They got an 8K trailer, but we 720p right now. I know if y'all. I ain't gonna do y'all.
Hey, Post, I know you ain't finna put no 8K video.
I ain't gonna do y'all because YouTube support 8K right now. Let me see if it. Oh my, okay. Oh, it's playing it too, no problem. Oh, this M2 is a monster.
Yeah, you got M2 over there.
Hold on, let me tell you something. Oh, it's playing that shit too. Like, okay, let me tell you, I'm not gonna do y'all like that. We just gonna wait, okay? We gonna wait. I'm not gonna play no more trailers off YouTube because that's disrespectful. Looking at the stream, that 720p ain't righteous. I feel so bad for y'all, but we do thank y'all. We do thank y'all for showing up.
Y'all hit that like
button, even if it's in 720p, your support. You're super chatting in 720p. We very much appreciate it. Okay, so we gonna move on. They happy for Atomic Heart. I think the next time we talk about that game is once it's in our hands and we
Right.
had some time, have some time with it. So we're gonna move on. We're towards the end of the show. We're about to reach the 2 hour mark. So you know what it's time for. The Xbox Activision update. And it's a lot of stuff going on, okay? You know, Jim Lion, it's a lot of lies and misinformation. I see why, and I don't know if I want to blame Microsoft, but it seems to me that Jim Ryan got an early jump on Microsoft and was able to shape the narrative. And because of them getting that early jump, Microsoft, instead of them spending time trying to, show these regulators what it is and what it's all about, they're spending more time trying to defend against the narratives that Sony put in place based off the lack of um, competence when it comes to them knowing about the game market and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put this up on screen. I know y'all follow me um on Twitter, so we're gonna go through this real quick. It shouldn't take that long. So I'm gonna put this up. This is the biggest thing that everyone is talking about right now. Right here. All right. And once again, shout out to IDOS for this. The reason why I grabbed these, especially these MLEX report, because I think MLEX is a newsletter, but it's subscription based. And most lawyers and analysts are subscribed to their website because they do a lot of stuff with mergers and acquisitions and all types of stuff. So if you're not subscribed to that newsletter or that site, we wouldn't be able to get this information. But since IDOS is a lawyer, I think he subscribed to this and a couple of other sites that lawyers are subscribed to where he's able to kind of bring all this information together and then not just make it accessible in one place where you don't got to go to this site in order to figure out what's going on. You could just read it for the timeline. But once again, shout out to him. So this is what everybody is talking about. And some people is calling this the E3, of this merger hearings. So a new report from MLEX, it says the top executives from Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, and Sony, as well as representatives from NVIDIA, Electronic Arts, and Valve are expected to appear at a closed-door hearing in Brussels on Tuesday the 21st, right? Hopefully we get some leaks that day. But since it's closed-door hearing, we're going to have to wait till after everything's said and done. I'm gonna try to reach out to whoever I can and see what can I muster up if I can. Microsoft is calling up its president, Brad Smith, and the chief executive of its gaming division, Phil Spencer. From Activision, Bobby Kotick is also likely to appear. I know Activision have their lawyer teams as well, so I think their lawyers team and their comms team is going to be there in full force. I think they're going to really get the nail this. I think they got a chance with the European Commission, which is more lenient than CMA. The CMA is still using a lot of Sony narrative to use to try to say why this deal should be divested or why they will look into accessible remedies, basically. So Jim Ryan, chief executive of Sony Entertainment, will also be in Brussels to underline Sony's position that the deal will harm competition. We're going to get into him. Because let me tell you something. This brother then ran a circle. You got to applaud him, man. I can't even hate him. He doing what's best for him and his company. But I don't know how Microsoft then let this man run a circle around them that fast to the point where this deal has become more so about Sony than the actual deal itself.
That's his home turf though.
Yeah, it is.
CMA,
Yeah, it is.
UK, that's his home turf.
You're right about that.
But and I
Mhm.
know you probably gonna get into this, but
Mhm.
Microsoft playing chess out here, bro. They done made a reversal with that
Yeah,
subpoena.
yeah. We're
We
gonna
about we
we're
about
gonna
to
get
we
into
we,
that.
we could potentially find out a whole
A
lot of
whole
stuff.
lot.
I'm gonna let you talk.
Hold on.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
talk.
we're gonna get into that because a lot of people was asking, well, why Microsoft wanted all that information, and they break that down. Further
I
represent.
want to know. I
Yeah.
want to know. I want to know.
Yeah. Further representatives from Google, Nvidia, Electronic Arts, and Valve will also be present at the hearing. Now, I know Microsoft Activision subpoenaed Nintendo, and I think FTC subpoenaed them as well. In this case, I don't know if Nintendo is going to be there. I don't even know during this whole ordeal have Nintendo even gave their opinion on the matter. But if they haven't, I will take it as no news is good news. It's the same way I was informed about Canada. Canada has a similar process to the United States in terms of acquisitions, meaning that if Canada doesn't come out and say anything by time um, the merger agreement date pass, then Microsoft can close in Canada. If Canada don't say nothing after a certain time period, then they're not gonna block the deal. And the same with the United States. Like we said, they don't approve or disapprove a deal. They either let the time go by and not say anything, and then that company can close, or they'll do what they did with Microsoft, either try to block in their internal court system if they don't
Before
have a case in federal court.
before you start, real quick, I want to ask you.
Mhm.
So, do they need to get the approval from everybody, or
Well,
does that
certain
work?
certain countries do approve, and that's what I learned. I used to think that I used to say regulators can't approve. That's not true. In terms of the United States and Canada, they don't approve or disapprove deals. Either they gonna let the allotted time pass and not say anything, and that company can close. But if not, then they'll either take it into their internal court to try to prolong the case and force a company to just give up on it due to the amount of money and resources it takes to fight for that period of time. Or if the FTC knows that they have a strong case and they have a winnable case, they'll go directly to the federal court and file an injunction with the court, and then and do it that way. From what I was told, Canada is simply that no news is good news. Meaning, if Canada hasn't came out and said anything about blocking this deal or anything like that, then they're pretty much cool with it. You know what I'm
So the
saying?
only people complaining is the people that's in Sony's backyard and FTC for some reason.
Yeah, yeah, and FTC. That's it's because of political atmosphere and the stuff that's going on with the FTC trying to persuade lawmakers to change laws to give them the power that they need, the power and the resources that they need to go after big tech. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Right. And so in this case, depending on what the CMA and European Commission do, say they both approve, right? Then Microsoft can tell the FTC, we finna close this deal. The FTC can't do nothing. The FTC can't do nothing. Microsoft can close. Now the FTC got two options. They can continue to fight in this case, even after Microsoft closed. They can continue to fight it, or they can drop it. The only thing with that is though, the only caveat is with that is though, if Microsoft decides to close, right, while they're still battering the FTC in court, right? Right. So it goes through three stages. You got the administrative law judge, right? It goes from there to the to a commission. Above the law judge is another commission that looks at the case, and then from the commission it goes to federal. Okay, but it might not get to the federal court because based on what the FTC, the battle they just lost with Meta, which was a case they shouldn't have even tried to mess with. They should have just left it alone. But yet they waste because this our money.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they take someone to court and stuff like that, they are spending our money. It's coming out of our checks. So they pretty much just wasting money, right? But say it does go to after the administrative law judge. Microsoft don't like the outcome of that. Then it get pushed up to the commission for them to look at it, and then from there it goes to federal judge, to the federal court system, right? And say, just hypothetically, Microsoft loses in federal court because they closed the deal and then lost the case in federal court. This is just hypothetically, because they closed the deal before getting a definitive answer from the judge, and the judge went against it and denied it. They will have to divest. They will have to divest Activision Blizzard. That's the consequences of closing and losing in federal court. They'll be forced to divest Activision Blizzard.
Can you define divest? What is that exactly?
They'll be forced to break the company up,
to
sell it up, sell off parts. Yep.
They have to sell. They can't own all, even though
at that point, because they closed, it then lost in federal court. This is just hypothetically.
Yeah.
They will have to divest. That's the consequence.
I get you.
Yeah, that's the consequence of that.
Quick question with your divesting part.
Yeah.
So news came out Warren Buffett had, altered his shares into Activision. And the guy that I don't know his name exactly, the individual that they had to complain against, he probably will still be in office. Is that something that might be, them hinting at this whole Call of Duty and
what do we have an issue with?
Divesting part? Them divesting, like that leaning towards doing that as an option to close this deal. Okay, post on.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Divesting is not an option right now, based on the merger agreement, and that's another thing I want to talk about, because I see a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Hey, Microsoft can just sell off this and keep this, and sell off this and keep this." According to the merger agreement, divesting is not an option. It's in the merger agreement, and see that's another thing. Y'all gotta. Well, I want to say go read the merger agreement, because there's a lot, but based on the merger now, if they make some change, they can make Microsoft and Activision can. Like recently, let me see if I can bring this up here while we're here, right? So let me go here. Let me go to my. Y'all see that? You'll see that state of game. That shit looks so fire. Now, let me go down here. Because we're gonna get to that. Let me see if I can bring this up. It's something recently. It's a rumor. It's not fact yet. It's a rumor. Okay, and it's not fact yet. It's a rumor. But if it's true, it could mean that that's what I wanted to show. What's the name? I gotta send it to him. It could mean that that Activision is probably in the process, if need be, to renegotiate the merger agreement with Microsoft, right? Because the merger agreement stated that Microsoft would need the approval of the FTC, Europe, UK, and China. That's in the merger agreement. That's why these are so important, because the merger agreement is stating that in order for this to complete, we need the approval of you need the approval of FTC, Europe, the UK, and China, right? Now, could they rework the merger agreement to exclude that? Yes, they can. Will they? We don't know. Could they rework the merger agreement on the divestiture segment? Yes, they can. Will they? We don't know. And where is that room at? Here you go. Here we go. This right here. This is what I want to bring up. It says Activision ticks higher amid speculation in higher bank for activism defense. The Activision CFO told investors on Monday that the company could use its cash for a dividend, buybacks, or even mergers and acquisitions, according to CNBC's Faber. There are different reasons to hire an activism defense team on mergers and acquisitions, among others, because you're going to change the terms of the deal already announced, meaning the merger agreement, meaning that Microsoft and Activision can renegotiate the merger agreement and change some things in there. They can extend it beyond the original term date, which is coming up in July, I think. April is the deadline for the second extension. It's the final deadline of the second extension. But I think July 18th, if I'm not mistaken, July 18th in July, that's when they go beyond the merger date. So it could be used to renegotiate certain terms within the merger agreement, or two, because you are going to divest assets to a third party company, or because you're going to demerge a previously announced deal, meaning that it could be a backup plan for if the merge do not get approved in the UK and Europe, and they need to demerge. They have some extra money there to do what they need to do for that to happen. This can mean so many things, and so that's why I brought up this in terms of the divest option that people have been talking about on Twitter, saying Microsoft and they just can't do that. They will have to go back to the table, renegotiate them terms, because divestment is not an option in the current merger agreement, from my understanding. Okay. From what I read and for what I was told, divesting is not an option. They will have to renegotiate to get that done. So we're gonna go back up here, all right, and we're gonna continue to break this down. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Get to that too. That's crazy. Then this, okay, we back right here, right? And so the European Games Developer Federation will be in attendance too. I did a tweet some weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about the European Games Developer Federation. They will be in attendance. They put out a letter on their website saying they were for this merger, that they wanted this merger and acquisition to go through. Right. So they are there in attendance because they are there to for Microsoft. Okay. And pretty much if they get a say so to speak with the commissioners from a game developer's point, because let me show y'all something. While we here, let me do this here. And y'all gonna see this live. We're gonna do this here. And then we're gonna put that back. Boop, boop. Then we're gonna hit that enter right there. You feel me? Okay. See, where is that site? Here we go. Let me go right here. We're gonna go to their website. Y'all gonna see this live. This is no small thing. The European Games Developer Federation unites 23 national trade associations representing, there go the word trade associations representing game developer studios based in 22 European countries. Through its members, EGDF represents more than 2,500 game developer studios, most of them SMEs, employing more than 40,000 people. Okay. They know the benefit of this deal. Mm-hmm. And they know the benefits of this deal in terms of job security and opportunities, right? They is for this deal because it will literally provide opportunities for them, okay? For them. We're going to talk about it. So they are for, they put out a letter. I don't know if it's up here. Some European. I don't know if it's up here, but just go down my Twitter line. You'll see it. So let's go back here. All right. But they are for the deal. They came out and said they were for the deal. And that's huge to have for Microsoft. And I know Microsoft probably reached out to them to have that type of representation from actual developers, trades across 22 different countries and stuff like that, to back you up and say, look, we're actual developers. We're the actual ones that's creating the game. Hear our perspective and our opinion on why we think this is beneficial, not only to the gaming ecosystem, but to us here in Europe from a job opportunity perspective, given the inflation and the things that are going on in some of these countries where, financially wise, a lot of people not doing good in some of these countries. Okay. So we're going to keep going. MLEX understands that the statement of objections maintains the bulk of its concerns from November, which is dealing with the console and cloud, right? That's what they narrowed it down to, console and cloud. Pretty much what the CMA has narrowed it down to. But the data that the CMA, and it's no disrespect to the CMA, the data and the stuff they put out in that provisional findings does not match up with their stance. I don't know how you come to the conclusion that there'll be harm of competition after writing that. It makes no sense, and we're gonna get into that. I got some time. I got a little time.
You got time today.
Melo doing something. I know. I hear buttons. So Noah playing something. So we got a little time.
Though, because I wanted to get it. I was worried about Warren Buffett. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's why I'm bringing it up.
And I'm ready for you to talk about the subpoena.
Look, let me tell you something. I'm
Carry
gonna talk
on.
about that too. Now, Warren Buffett still has over 52 million shares in Activision. What are we doing? He sold off a small portion, and you do that. He's done that before. He sold shares of Activision stock a while ago, and you do that based on how the economy is moving, especially with all this inflation is going on. He still owns over 52 million shares. Now, when he sell off all those,
then come talk to you. Then
even still, he's not going to sell off all those, because whether the deal go through or not, it's still some upside there from an analytical perspective. You say, I said it. I said it. I said it. What they call me on Twitter, y'all, lawyer, armchair lawyer post. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me tell you something. I can read, y'all. I can understand. That don't make me a lawyer, though. That just makes me. Just because I read, I understand, I reach out, I listen to people that's in the field that knows what they're talking about. That don't make me a lawyer. That makes me smart.
Make me somebody that can read.
I always told you growing up, if you don't know something, open your mouth and ask.
Absolutely.
Don't speak on something you don't know nothing about. And if you want to know something about it, go to people with a know. The Ho's Law. Ho's Law. Who that's his job field. Went to college for it. Okay. Went to school for it. Graduated. Got his law degree. Yeah. And they still throw disrespect on that man's name. I don't know for what. Ida's over in Pixie. Over there on Reset Era. Ida's been an M&A IT lawyer for 15 years. Why would I not listen to him? Sometimes does he make mistakes and stuff like that? Because he probably does. Yeah, but who don't? Does he correct himself? Does he allow other people to correct him? Yes, he does.
And street lawyers be getting you up out of jams. Remember that.
You feel me? Now we got old King Sad in the chat.
Oh man.
This the man that told me I didn't know what I was talking about when it came to that subpoena. Y'all, let me stump him out right now. Hold on. Now, we're going to take a side break. This man tried to call me out on Twitter saying the judge agreed to Sony and granted Sony's motion to limit and squash right, Microsoft request for the documentation that they was asking for, right? Told me, right? Yeah, Ozzy. Yeah, MK. Yeah, Ozzy, you know what I'm talking about. That man Kratos, right? That man Kratos told me I didn't know what I was talking about, right? Quoted the same articles, right? Right? All the websites ran with it, right? Ran with a motion that didn't have no judge signature on it, right? Because we know judges don't write motions. Lawyers do. You feel me? Judges don't write motion. Lawyers do. We're finna talk about it. Yeah, Ozzy, we're gonna sidestep because we got a check a brother today, right? It had no judge saying, Kratos, well, the judge is signing it, just ain't public yet. No, right? Judge ain't signed nothing, right? Then a few moments later, article been took down. Huh? What? Click the link. Article no longer exists. What?
0.
Click the link. The article doesn't exist anymore. Huh?
Oh,
the same article that King said and Kratos tried to use and tell me I didn't know what I was talking about. Is that the article that doesn't exist no more? Ozzy, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. The article did, and then the guy who wrote it from the tweet was he came. Oh, my bad. Jump the gun. Jump the gun.
A lot
Jump
of
the
that.
gun, right? And the motion still hasn't been granted, right? Because Microsoft just wrote a motion to tell a judge why that Sony motion shouldn't be granted. And this is why we need that information. This is why the information is important. And guess what? That is still a motion. It hasn't been approved either. So neither Microsoft motion or Sony motion. Sony wrote a motion to limit its squad saying this is ridiculous information. It's harassment. They called it harassment. Microsoft came back and said, here's our motion on why we need that information and why it's vital to the case that we have before you.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, we do know this. The judge did extend, right? He extended the time period for Sony to get them documentations and information together. He extended it to March 1st.
The fake information.
Here we go.
He extended it to March 1st.
Photoshop.
Which probably the last time. What Sony just holding out. Sony gonna keep trying to hold on and wait. Because they're trying to get a decision for either the CMA or the European Commission.
Can I say this though?
Before they have to release that information. Go ahead.
It's some information that Sony don't want to get out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You already know what it is. Them third party deals. When they
I say it's even more important than that. I say it's even more important than that.
Right? I think so too.
And shout out to my homie, Everborn.
I'm talking like racist email.
Yeah, because it's emails, text messages, all that stuff will have to be released.
This won't be the first time.
All that stuff. And see, and you know Microsoft is serious because discovery is expensive. All this stuff, the lawyers provide paperwork and from years 2019, all that back 2012, 13, 2015, all that is expensive. And that's something you have a lot of times you have to bring an outside party to come in to get all of that together for you. Now, my brother Everborn put this in my ear, and I didn't even think about it when he told me. He's saying, what if the reason Sony doesn't want to release that information is because it probably entailed information about how they was going to try to run rings around the regulators. In terms of the misinformation campaign they out there doing with the regulators.
You think they're going to be in there talking ish?
Huh?
That's what you said.
Just think about it.
This ain't the first time though.
Now just think about it, because once that information comes, they get access to everything. And what if documentation, emails, and stuff coming out saying how, and I'm not accusing some, we know there's been a lot of misinformation, but what if the emails entail how they was going to manipulate the regulators?
Like they don't know nothing about this, so we can just say anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they can go ahead and get it through. They gonna roll with it.
I ain't talking about racist email. Noah went off to the deep end. Then once again, King said in
that as an example, bro. But I'm saying, bro.
That brother
hold on. Let me defend
that brother
myself.
went to the sea.
Let me defend myself.
It's a racist email.
Has Sony been caught saying racist things about New actors and different celebrities and
yeah.
So I mean, I said it in a joking manner, but
Michael Jackson.
what I'm trying to say is Sony is they have a habit, they have a history of
Allegedly.
having incriminating things in their emails and
I
documents.
always do that. Put the DMs on the screen. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they have a history of this stuff. Ain't no telling what we'll find. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll see all the backhanded deals that they're doing in the industry, but I think we're gonna find out a lot about Sony come March or April.
Yeah.
What ain't been photoshopped? Gotta add that. What ain't been photoshopped? March and April. Come on, man. That's enough time to
yeah. And we got to go through a delete.
Control alt delete. Yeah.
They go throw the whole computer in the bathtub. Hey.
You look like they was in Wall Street. Get the
I'm just saying, man. Look. I'm just saying. They probably got a lot of stuff that obviously they keep postponing, and they're trying to do it. They're trying to do it where they get an answer from either the CMA or the UK before they have to release the information or the documentation. I think that's their goal, because they don't want to release information, because if they have to release it, it will go against everything they've been telling the regulators. It will go against everything, and I don't even understand why we're here, man. This is a vertical integration. It should have just been passed. It shouldn't even got past phase 1. You know what I'm saying?
Company don't want to go.
So let me get back to this. All right, and then we're gonna finish this up. Let me get down here. That's the roundup.
First, when they put all their eggs in one basket and they ran with this little BS structure they got now, it put them in a tight bind.
All right. Now it also says Microsoft will face. Hold on, let me see here.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta I get lottery notifications, and you know what I'm saying. Let me know if I'm, I didn't, the lotteries. But let me tell you something. The Illinois, I'm gonna just say it like this: the Illinois lottery has been good to me. Now I can't, once you hit, and you hit for a nice little sum, you can't stop after that, because you want.
Hey,
you want to go bigger. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. It has been good to me, and I've been winning tools. And also, FanDuel. Oh,
brother.
Bro.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? $10 here. Oh, $250 off that 10. 300 off, 600 off that $10. Tell me something good. You feel me? I'm telling you. Man, you bet on the right one, bro. I'm telling you.
They got $16 billion off the Super Bowl.
I just spent the 10 that came up, a quarter, couple of times in the last couple of weeks. Like, huh? Microsoft will face the commission's case team at the hearing, which is also attended by a broader audience of commission officials and representatives from the block's national competition watchdogs. I don't know who that is. I'm going to look into them and figure out what that is. Other rivals and customers. So gamers could be there in a closed door meeting.
Oh,
that sounds crazy. We'll see though. I will say this. Looking at this list, right? Okay, we know Sony is against the deal, right? If they can get it blocked, that's what they're going for. I think that's why they haven't accepted the deal from Microsoft yet, because they figure as though they got a chance of getting this deal blocked. Okay. And I don't think they are really going to be willing to start entertainment, get serious about negotiations until there's a shift. There's a shift in it. Like if the European Commission goes through and say it's approved, and the last man standing is the CMA, I think at some point, Microsoft and Sony, which I think they're negotiating now.
I think they are now, being honest.
I think they're negotiating. And I know, and let me entertain this airplane thing that came out about Sony flying to Seattle, right? To now, I will say this. I know a lot of people came out and instantly debunked it, saying Bungie is in Seattle. I don't even think Bungie is in that part of Seattle though, but I wouldn't say it's far-fetched because I'm an executive and I know I'm in a high-profile case dealing with this Activision thing. Why am I flying to Seattle for a DLC package from Bungie?
Hey, man.
It makes no sense. Why I'm flying all the way to now Hearst, the Herman Hearst dude going there? Yeah, that's cool. I can see him popping up. I don't see Jim Ryan or the top execs flying from London to Seattle because Bungie just dropped this first DLC on the PlayStation 5, which come out on all other systems. It doesn't make sense to me. But right,
that's what we had.
What makes sense to me is that right, Activision CEO Bobby Kotick came out on CNBC and say, "Look, Sony won't even accept our phone calls." Right?
Talk there.
Right? They won't even accept our phone calls. We have no communication with them. I know Sony came out and said we're in communication with Microsoft.
And
left it at that.
We don't even want to talk to you no more. You done left us.
You're not talking to Activision.
You left us.
But you're in communication. Isn't that a form of communication? Or we can assume a conversation about negotiations? What other reason would you be in communication with Microsoft for? You're not fit to call them and say, look, we fit to block you. Nigga, we know y'all against the deal. Why you calling? Because if I'm Sony and I'm trying to get this deal blocked.
So you really gonna keep Call of Duty
and I'm in front of the eyes of the regulators, right? And I know Microsoft, prior to the point we're at now, been out in the public saying, look, we offering deals to Nintendo, which we didn't know. Nintendo signed that deal. That wasn't just a rumor.
This is fact.
When everybody say, when they was like, Nintendo signed the deal, and they was like, no, they didn't. Nintendo signed. We know Nintendo signed that 10-year contract, right? We know Valve came out and said, look, we don't need the paperwork. We can trust you, brother. We know you keep your word.
Get down and lay down.
What does Sony look like being in front of regulators, doing all that complaining, and at the same time, not trying to look like they're putting the effort in to bring all of this to a head? Because you can't go to the regulators and say, we need this deal blocked and this and that and this and that. Microsoft said, we offered them this contract. Did y'all take it? No, we ain't take it. Did you look at it? No. Did you say no? Then why would you? Well, so you mean to tell me you asking us to block this deal and you ain't put in no effort to try to squash it? So of course Microsoft and Sony is communicating and negotiating at some point. And I think they're doing it now. I think the difference is that Jim Ryan want perpetuity. He don't want 10 years. He want perpetuity. Plus, it comes off to the regulators to say, look, we tried. We couldn't come to an agreement.
Or do you still think he on this asinine thing of trying to avoid Call of Duty on Game Pass? Because I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody says at this point. Looking at the situation where Activision said, hey, we're not making Call of Duty year to year anymore. One, the success of a Warzone and its content that keeps dropping and people coming in there. And then on top of we possibly gonna be getting the new consoles.
No, look, let me tell you something. This is bigger than Game Pass.
It is, but I'm just going off of Jim Ryan them situations.
I'm saying, I know Jim Ryan making it about COD and all that stuff. It's big.
Yeah.
Sony is worried about their buy-to-play model, which they've been dominating in for the last 2+ decades, right? If this deal goes through, right? If this deal goes through, right? And Activision content is put in Game Pass, right? And it's put on cloud, right? Then that open up the door for other competitors to come in and do the same thing, right? So now, right, Sony is no longer competing with just Microsoft, Nintendo. You're competing with other models
that you didn't have to
that you didn't have to do before. And this deal might motivate competitors to come in. Depending on the success that Microsoft have, if this merger go through, it might motivate. Okay, COD is on there, and it's still doing this. This is cloud service, and this. Well, let's come, because I'm gonna go up here. You know, they said they spoke to 6 competitors, right?
Okay.
One of them competitors was redacted, and one of them competitors was in the process of creating their own cloud service. We don't know who that company was, but somebody right now is cooking up their own cloud service, cloud streaming service. Right? Sony don't want that. You know why? Because infrastructure-wise, they're not prepared.
Right.
So they want to slow down cloud gaming as much as possible until they get their act together.
Which they should have did instead of doing this dumbass
VR. They don't want to get left behind, right? And that in the fact that their buy-to-play model is being attacked, right? Game Pass is a threat to their buy-to-play model, and that's what they're protecting. And not only is a threat to that model, it's a threat in the point to the fact that it's going to invigorate other companies to come in and challenge that model too, especially if it keep being successful as it is. That's why they had to do that. That's why they went from not worrying about Game Pass. Game Pass is not a threat to the PS Plus Premium.
Bruh.
Right? That's why you see Horizon Forbidden West on a service already.
Bruh.
A year after release, right? And that's gonna start to dwindle down, because you know why? Though if Microsoft gets Activision and put their content on Game Pass and some of that content on cloud service, it's going to force Sony to move their first party IP day and date on their own service. And they don't want to do it.
Oh. It's funny how everything they said they wasn't going to do, they doing.
They don't want to do it.
When it comes to these PlayStation fans, they ain't going to be no day and date.
If Microsoft get Activision, it's going to force Sony to put their first party IP day and date on their own service. And then other competitors that enter the realm will have to. It's going to force Sony to do the same thing just to stay competitive. But since Sony infrastructure-wise ain't where Microsoft is, right? And they're crying to the regulators like it's Microsoft's fault that they didn't invest in their infrastructure. Oh, Microsoft already got this and that cloud. This and that, they got an advantage. Yeah, because you settled your ass through the 90s and the 2000s and didn't invest in none of that.
Right.
Aside from purchasing Geica and On Live.
Little duct tape.
Yeah.
Little duct tape.
This is the real threat, right? Sony is trying to say, wait, hold on. Let me see it. Let me break this down to you. Let me take this right here. Let me scroll down, right? Where is that?
Yeah, this nigga.
We're gonna talk tonight. I got time. We're gonna talk tonight. All right, let me see here.
That's like y'all. Make sure y'all supporting the chat. Supporting the chat.
Hey, that I just watched that anime. That's just fire. Hopefully they. Let me show y'all. Look.
Yeah.
This comes from a Sony exec himself.
Who posted up?
The Verge article exhibit clearly presents why Microsoft wants the VR internal docs when David Perry himself mentions cloud gaming is working. This is Sony. We've demonstrated it. PS now. We're sort of waiting for things to get better, have more power in the cloud, faster internet speeds, all the rest of it, right? And then VR comes out, and VR took all the air in the room for a while. So they was on the cloud train, right? We got it. We demonstrated. We have the capability to do it. Though we might need to wait, saying for the tech to get a little bit there, but it's viable. VR comes out. Oh
hell no!
Cloud get put to the side. Let's hop on this VR train. That's it. That is it. This cloud shit can take a back seat. It ain't where we want it at right now. And you know what that remind me of?
What?
We cooking tonight.
What's
it
that?
remind me of the OG era, right? And I know y'all gonna say, well, Sony had a broadband adapter, and this they had narrow band and the Ethernet. Yeah. When Microsoft came out with their Xbox and they announced Xbox Live that it was Ethernet based only. I remember the interview at that E3 that they did with one of the.
Oh, I remember two posts. I remember two.
They did with one of the Sony execs and Nintendo, and they both said the same thing. They said that internet is not in enough homes in order for Ethernet based only console. It's not prominent enough. It's not in enough homes. Right? After Microsoft launched Xbox Live Beta, Sony and Nintendo changed their tune.
Hold on.
Sony and Nintendo changed their tune. Right? The next E3, right? Nintendo had their own online thing they was announcing. Sony had the Ethernet and narrowband adapter. But they was announcing their online service for the PS2. If I'm not mistaken. I might be ahead of myself. But that's that I can't even get out. It reminds me of that situation where even though Microsoft saying the same thing that Sony and Nintendo saw in terms of internet being commercially viable in homes at the time, it was just taking off. So it wasn't in that many homes. And guess what? Xbox Live increased those numbers. It made people go out and get the internet. I remember the deal they had with Comcast. You signed up to Comcast and then you get a free Xbox.
Yep. There's something going on like that now.
People was going to get the internet for Xbox Live. And Microsoft see the same thing with cloud. No, our infrastructure is not there yet. No, the internet is not there yet. Though we have latency issues and all of that, some point this gonna rectify itself, but we gonna stand 10 toes down on this now. We gonna be ready so we don't have to get ready.
Facts. There you go. That's a fact.
That's what we gonna do. The Ruham let me spit, brother. Yes, I'm talking. Talking that talk today. We gonna be ready so we don't have to get ready, right? go back to the 360 and PS3 era, right? Right. Because you know the OG Xbox was the first one with a GUI, a graphical user interface, right? Then Microsoft comes in with the 360 that launched a year ahead of the PlayStation, and I know when the PlayStation saw that GUI, they like, "Damn, you feel me?"
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
hey, let me interject. You know, remember another thing they complained about too was the wireless controllers.
Yeah. Microsoft changed the
It's
game with the wireless controller. The guy button
they too
powering up the
young.
360. Come on, y'all
Yep,
better put respect on Microsoft's name.
they too young, bro. They don't know.
Y'all better put respect on their names.
The media was complaining about that wireless controller. So every wireless controller in the past used to have interference and the
This,
latency was high.
man, 360 came out, had still the best Xbox, the best gaming controller ever.
Response. Oh snap!
They brung you wireless controller, right? They brung you the first console you was able to power up without getting up. What are we doing here?
Talking like Xbox-Activision. It did. Without Xbox, there would be no Netflix. Christopher Hart.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I forgot we was the
They
team.
say the Xbox it invented the internet. We had the internet. The PC was doing a lot of this. I'm talking about for consoles, though.
But no. But what you got to realize though is before Xbox, there was no skill-based matchmaking in games. Every game
No
had
party
a lobby
system.
None of that.
Yep,
No
there was no party
lobbies.
system.
No leaderboards. Unless you was in the arcades or you was
Netflix-
single player.
Netflix blew up because of the Xbox 360. Digital videos, and that was a Microsoft technology.
What you can say the Xbox Live Arcade was the first digital store.
Yeah.
Let me
Like
talk.
even the videos, like the movies, right? Microsoft was on the forefront of providing
Yes.
a different format because everybody was pushing Blu-rays,
Yeah.
and Microsoft was pushing HD DVD and digital video.
Digital. Xbox Live Arcade ushered in app stores. What are we doing here? DLC. First on the OG Xbox with the hard drive.
Yep.
Y'all want downloading DLC to y'all PS2? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nah, brother. Nah.
The OG Xbox, even though the reason why the old operating system wasn't as flexible in then what was on 3 is because of the storage it was on in the OG Xbox. It allowed very little room for updates, but the OG Xbox interface went through a couple of updates. First for a console. Huh? Listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony while playing 2K online. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
If it wasn't for Xbox, it wouldn't be Cody.
None of that. Sony was dominating so much. If Microsoft don't come in and disrupt things, the PS2 probably would have been out way longer than it's supposed to because that thing was still selling. They probably would have sold 200 million. Microsoft came up, and by them pushing the 360, they forced. Sony had to bring the PS3 out. They had to. But if Microsoft don't come in the game and everything stays as it exists, the PS2 stays out a little bit longer than what it was because it was selling like hotcakes, and it'd probably be a while before we would have got that PS3. Sony would have sat on their ass. They didn't really have no competition outside of Nintendo. But Microsoft came in and disrupted things. Right?
Shit, without no Halo, there's no Call of Duty.
Right. Because Halo came in, and I know y'all say golden now. Was the first person. Should we get kudos to that?
It wasn't like
Kudos to that.
Call of Duty though.
But
It wasn't-
let me tell you something. Halo came in and redefined
definitely wasn't Halo.
the controller options on first-person shooters on consoles.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it was the first game that allowed you to shoot and throw a grenade at the same time. What are we doing here? But we ain't finna get off of that. We kind of going. I'm telling you, this tales of Zestria, the X. Go anime. I'm gonna go. Let me just say something. It's fire. Let me see here. Let me go back up here. But we're getting off track here. We're getting off track. All right. So let me get back up to, and then we're gonna finish this out. Might got a late studio session to go to as well. We'll probably be into about 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so we done this. All right. So now let's get down because this is the subpoena. Right. This is the subpoena. Now, see here. You see here at the bottom here, you see the judge signed this order. You see that other order that King said and Jay Scrubs was tagging me in on Twitter saying, "Oh man, Post, you took L." You know what I'm saying? It didn't have his name down here. Meaning it was an unsigned order. Meaning ain't nothing get approved. The judge didn't approve the nothing.
Hey, hold on. Before you go, you see this PlayStation dude in the chat trying to recreate history?
Who was that?
Talking about Medal of Honor was first. Google Medal of Honor release date, then Google Halo release date. And come holler at me.
Yeah. Well, all those games got that control configuration off Halo.
Yeah,
exactly.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, they got their controller configurations off Halo.
Oh, everybody knew that.
Because if you even go back to GoldenEye, when you had the gun in your hand, but when you wanted to throw a grenade or do a sticky pack of stick or something like that, you had to swap the gun out and swap to the grenade. You couldn't have the gun and the grenade in the hand at the same time. So if you in GoldenEye, when you was running around, you had the gun in your hand shoot. When you want to throw a grenade, you had to switch to the grenade. You couldn't have the gun in the grenade. You know what I'm saying? Halo, when Halo found the way around that, when you was able to shoot, still stay in one motion, throw a grenade, and still keep moving around, running, nigga, that revolutionized first-person shooters on consoles. And then after that, everybody ran with that button layout. Everybody, every first-person shooter after Halo ran with that controller configuration. They might have changed it up and put stuff in different places and stuff like that, but everybody ran with that layout till this day. All right. So this is the subpoena. Well, this is not the subpoena that Noah talking about, but we're gonna get to it. Order granting second agree motion for extension of time. That's what I was telling you about. This is in regarding the other subpoena that King Thrash and Jay Scrub was telling you got approved when it didn't. On February 15, 2023, non-party Sony Interactive Entertainment filed a second motion to extend the time for it to file a motion to squash or to limit a subpoena served on SIE by Federal Trade Commission Complaint Council. So this is the FTC subpoena in Sony. SIE represents that negotiations between SIE and Complaint Council as to the scope of SIE's production and a discovery schedule remain ongoing, and that further negotiations may narrow or eliminate areas of dispute. SIE further states that Complaint Council agrees with the relief requested in the motion upon review. Is that FTC agreeing, or is that I think that's the FTC agreeing, because Microsoft wrote a subpoena that goes against this, a motion that goes against it, saying, look, stop giving them these extensions and stuff. Well, no, that was what they wrote that motion on why the information is pivotal for them to have it. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go down. Let me see here. That's that airplane thing. We talked about that. This Halo map is crazy. Y'all seen this right here?
Yeah, we gotta run this shit, bro. That Matrix thing.
It's crazy. Boop. Look at This is
Bro.
Forge, man. This is Forge.
Gotta get on that shit tonight, bro.
This is Forge.
That shit was dope. I ain't even gonna hold you.
This is Forge, and it's a puzzle-based map too. Look at man, the things they're doing in Forge. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's the airplane stuff. Where is it? Here we go. I can't confirm that. Injections. And then we go down. Here we go. Okay. And I think we do.
What?
Yeah, we went over this. What questions you have about the subpoena, Noah?
Nah, we kind of hit on it, just like speculating what you think could come out. What you think Sony had?
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So let me do this here. So we're gonna go back here. Now I do want to. Where is it?
It said Medal Honor 99, bro. Medal Honor on PlayStation was not a 3D shooter, for one.
I really feel like I'm trying to get sick, man.
Oh hell no!
I gotta take me some medicine.
How long, brother?
Okay, so I want to touch base. I'm not gonna go through all of this. This is just IDA's highlights of from the appendices. This is from the provisional findings from the CMA. Appendix C includes lots of stats, for example, about console hardware by sales, value, volume, active users, and install base in the UK and worldwide from 2019 to 2021, right? And at the top, we got a table here. Let me see if I can. Right. Shares of console hardware by annual sales value from 2019 to 2021. This is worldwide, right? So these up here is worldwide numbers. And as you can see, look at Microsoft in 2019. They had 10 to 20% of the market. SIE had 30 to 40%. Nintendo had 40 to 50%. Microsoft was doing bad in 2019. That was the Xbox One era, right? Yeah, because they was getting also 8 to 1, right? Then in 2020, they gained some ground, 20 to 30% of the market. Sony was at 20 to 30% of the market, but Nintendo was killing shit. I think that was the Wii, wasn't it?
Nintendo.
In 2020, what hardware they was doing in 2020?
Oh, that was a Switch.
Switch.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. 50 to 60%. And Microsoft and Sony was and a lot of this stuff is redacted. These scissors right here, meaning information is redacted. And so this is billions. This is giving a money value, which is redacted. The percentages is not redacted, but the money value is redacted. And then in 2021, Microsoft maintained their 20 to 30%, and Sony went 30 to 40%, and Nintendo is at 40 to 50%. Shout out to Eric with the $2 Medal of Honor 1999 and 3D Pendejo. They called you a Pendejo.
Damn.
What is that?
Damn, no.
Medal on the 1999 ran under the same engine as GoldenEye, bro. This shit played the same. Shooter, dog.
All right. And then this table 2 right here, shares of console hardware by annual sales value. This is restricted to the UK between 2019 and 2021, right? So in 2019, once again, Microsoft only had 10 to 20% of the UK market. Look at Sony and Nintendo, both at 40 to 50% of their market. This is UK alone, right? Once again, the billions, the dollar values is redacted in this case. All right. And then in 2020, Microsoft gained a little, which correlates to the worldwide percentage, 20 to 30. And then Nintendo and Sony went down. It looked like they went down about 10% each. Yep, 10% each. And I guess that's due to the 10% gain that that 10% increase that Microsoft gained. So it affected their market share. And then in 2021, Microsoft increased 30 to 40% of the UK market. Sony still maintained its well, it didn't maintain, but it went back up to 40 to 50% of the market. And Nintendo dropped a little, 20 to 30% of the market. And table 3 right here, CMA's calculations on the parties and third parties data. So this is data that I think they got from Microsoft, Sony, and possibly Nintendo. Table 3, shares of console hardware by annual sales value, 2019 20 to 2021 worldwide. So I guess this yearly. Is this the same? By annual hardware, that's all? Okay. Wait.
It look yearly. It don't look
But all of them says the same, shares of console hardware by annual sales. Okay, this annual sales value, value. Okay, these two says value. This is volume. That's different. I was wondering. I'm like, hold on, let me check. Hold on. Okay, so shares of console hardware by annual sales volume, and I'm guessing to put how many units that was putting out between 2019 and 2021. In 2019, Microsoft 10 to 20%. SIE 30 to 40%. Nintendo was killing it, 50 to 60%. In 2020, Microsoft maintained that units low 10 to 20%. Sony went down a little, 20 to 30%. This is worldwide. Nintendo went up 60 to 70%.
Was that a pandemic? Is that around the pandemic?
I think so. This because it's 2020, and then in 2021.
Remember, but they had that shortage.
Yeah, but I don't know. But this is 2019 through 2021. So even in 2021, Microsoft still stayed around units, and I think that's in thousands, if I'm not if I'm not mistaken. So through 2019 through 2021, Microsoft units by volume stayed between 10 to 20% worldwide.
Stayed the same, but
it stayed the same.
But by value went up. So how's that?
And then Nintendo 50 to 60, it went down, but
okay, UK
50 to 60%. Like Nintendo was rocking.
No.
I mean, they so the pandemic really didn't impact them that much, huh?
They actually had Nintendo beat as far as value and sales value in UK in 2021.
Yeah, I see some of the same here. Shares of console hardware by annual sales volume, 2019 to 2021. Again, pretty much the same numbers. Yep, and this is UK, specifically for UK. Microsoft in 2019, 20 to 30%, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Then they went down 10 to 20. Nintendo was cruising a little bit. Sony went down in 2020. I think that was affected by the pandemic. 20, okay. And then things even out in 2021. Sony and Nintendo had 30 to 40%, and Microsoft had 20 to 30%. Okay, shares of console subscription digital distribution in terms of consumer spending. 2019 to 2021. Game Pass Ultimate, it don't tell you how many millions. 0 to 5% in 2019, 10 to 20% in 2020, and then 20 to 30% in 2021. That show you that growth that Game Pass did. Remember they was doing like 5 million subscribers like every what? I forgot how many months, but they was doing like 5 million. They were seeing like 5 million subscribers per a certain amount of month. They got to 15 million, then they got to 20. That's when we seen that growth Xbox Live Gold. Whoa. You know, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. As Game Pass grows in subscribers, Xbox Live Gold decrease. So in 2019, Xbox Live Gold was 30 to 40%, right? And Game Pass Ultimate was at 0.5%. I guess that's users. Or I don't know if it's users or money being spent. But 2020, Game Pass Ultimate is 10 to 20%. Xbox Live Gold down to 20 to 30%. So it seems like it's a transition from Gold to, you can see the transition from Gold to Game Pass Ultimate, because in 2021, when Game Pass Ultimate is up at 20 to 30%, Xbox Live Gold is down to 10 to 20%. So you can see Gold users transitioning into Game Pass Ultimate users. That's my understanding of it. Then Game Pass regular 5 to 10% in 2019, and then 0 to 5%. Yep, as Game Pass Ultimate. When Game Pass Ultimate came out, a lot of people who had Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold transitioned over. Microsoft total 40 to 50% for the, okay, that was maintained throughout the 3 years. PlayStation Now 0.50. Yep. I can see that because nobody subscribing to PlayStation Now, and PlayStation Plus 40 to 50%. Okay, yeah. SIE total 50 to 6%. Okay, didn't the job. All right, let me see here. All right, I'm not gonna read all this. I read some. Y'all can read that on y'all own. Or I do another show because it's about 9, 10 o'clock, and I might got to bust a move. But I do want to bring up this though. I do want to bring up this here. The CMA does not believe that gaming content drives the choice of, is this it? PC? No, this is F1. I need, where is E6 at? There we go. E6 is right here. This right here. Right down here. We right down here. Sony receives a discounted margin for every COD sale, but they don't expect that to remain post-merger. Well, that's common sense. If Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard, then you no longer it's to get a percentage off every car sale. Come on now, that's just out the door. But SIE applied a third-party margin of redacted percentage for COD sales on PlayStation, and we can assume that Activision is getting 70%. Well, I'll read it off first. Third-party margin of redacted percentage for COD sales on PlayStation. SIE currently receives a margin of redacted percentage on COD sales on PlayStation. SIE stated that it did not believe that the current discounted margin will remain post-merger, given their main competitor will control ABK's content. Common sense. SIE carried out a sensitivity analysis in which it assumed SIE receives a margin of redacted percentage on COD sales. It estimated that the critical switching rate at which it becomes profitable for the merged entity to foreclose SIE increases from redacted percentage to redacted percentage. Come on now, Sony.
He said assume, right?
Come on now, Sony. Come on now, dog. You cannot use that as an excuse to saying, look, we're talking about Sony Interactive Entertainment. They're not talking about PlayStation. They're saying COD, the IP of COD, and them losing whatever percentage they get off each sale.
I heard they saw.
Right? And people switching because COD may become exclusive. Hypothetically, theoretically speaking. A lot of this stuff is theories. Even the CMA whole provisional findings was based off a lot of theories, right? That really didn't have no weight or no evidence to back it up. They're saying in theory, this can cause a potential of foreclosure on Sony Interactive Entertainment. And I say that because we're not just talking about the PlayStation division. They're talking about one Call of Duty IP can foreclose the entire Sony interactive entertainment division. Y'all don't. Hold on.
As they should. No.
Let me blow my nose.
As they should. They're being more harmful than beneficial at this point. So
they're saying that one game can foreclose on the entire Sony interactive entertainment division. And you know what that division consists of?
What?
Your Sony Santa Monica's.
Break it down for us.
Your Naughty Dogs.
Well, he did come out, dude. That do go with his argument of saying those games is not really beneficial to them either. Like they bring in a number, but they wasn't impressed with some of their numbers. So maybe he got a point there. It takes a chunk away from their sales. Because we talking about Call of Duty. It goes back into that whole Call of Duty, game as a service, microtransactions, that revenue that keeps coming in, regardless if you beat the story or not. People are still buying that game year in, year out for content. Whereas with a Spider-Man, like I've been saying, you play that one story, that's it. You 100% achieving that shit that's just you playing the game because you like the game. But at the end of the day, Sony only got 120 if they do a deal.
No, we're not doing this, Melo.
We're
not doing that. You ain't fit take up for these. No, you ain't finna take up for these dudes.
You got no point, dog.
He ain't finna take up for these guys, man.
Hey,
I'm saying he ain't got no point.
Hey, man.
You talking about division that they consist of Polyphony Digital, Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, Band Studios, Sony Santa Monica, Sucker Punch, Blue Point Games, Guerrilla Games.
You know
what I'm saying?
Like, they only got single player based games.
You talking about Bungie is under Sony Interactive.
Now they are, but I'm saying
Bungie.
They wasn't.
You mean Bungie, Call of Duty gonna foreclose on Destiny?
I'm not saying they would foreclose. I'm just saying you're saying one game out of a multitude of IPs that was just single player. So again, don't get me wrong, Bungie was probably bringing in that year in, year out money, like revenue money. But a game like Spider-Man, a game like Uncharted, game like Last of Us.
Know what they saying, Melo, is if they lose Call of Duty, they're gonna have to shut down shop.
Yeah, they're gonna have to shut it down, bro.
If you don't stop, nigga, God of War just sold 11 million in less than 2 weeks.
11 million. What did Call of Duty do?
At $70.
What did Call of Duty do, though?
I don't know what Call of Duty done. Hey, Ruham, don't agree with this knocker.
I'm just saying, bro, you gotta put it in perspective.
You know what? Let me tell you something. We're gonna close the show. This brother, let me tell you something. We're gonna stop it here. I see it's getting too late. You know what I'm saying? We about 2-3 hours in. I don't know where we at. We probably went over. Yeah, we look, man. We finna close this out. I'm gonna have to talk to some sense into my hey, I am telling the truth. He telling, look, I don't know what this brother talking about or who he been talking to, but we gonna have to desensitize this brother because he's been indoctrinating into the pony barn right now. We don't need ain't no hay in the middle of the barn right now. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Look, man. Let me tell you something. Look, we finna end this show, man. Shout out to State of Game, man. Shout out to the parent. Shout out to the man. I don't know what this brother talking about. They first part studio over there making all that money, selling all them sales and stuff, and doing all that stuff, man. And Melo trying to sit up here and take up for them, man. But thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a great night. But continue to support the channel, hit the like button, continue to share. We appreciate the support and stuff like that. But my brother Melo then went to the dark side. This brother, I don't know who. The dark side. You know what I'm saying? I think Jim Ryan them took that private jet to see him the other day, man. This is crazy, man.
Putting it in perspective, man.
Hey, look.
Point here.
Hey, Eric, I know, but we're going to get up out of here. Somebody got to talk some common sense to this brother. Talking about they ain't over there making no money. But they just posted a record sale. Record sales.
That's it.
Record revenue sales.
Let's see.
8.8 billion and all this, and this brother go sit up here and tell us we ain't finna do. Oh, you finna
all
say
I'm gonna say is this:
let me tell
it
you,
made 11 mil in 2022. Let's see what it does at the end.
Oh no! See now, here we go. Now see,
at the end of the year.
let me tell you something, bro. Excuses are only good for those who make them, brother. They build a monument of nothingness, brother. You're talking about nothing right now. That's what I'm telling you, brother. You're talking about nothing, and we finna.
I've been doing this since I've been out here doing this game.
Yeah, I know.
But they got
look,
right here, bro.
Let me tell you something. Griggity don't rock with you, Christopher. You a pony. He don't rock with none of you ponies. You know what I'm saying? He don't rock with y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He ain't unblocking you. If you blocked, you block. You know what I'm saying? You lucky you ain't blocked over here. You feel me? But y'all have a good one, man. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
All right, love y'all. Peace out, man.
Love y'all. Good night.
Yeah.
They gonna try to kill my opinion.
Check a bag, get it in cash, or break the bank. Disrespectful with money, how the rubber band smacking Ben Franklin's face. Try to take mine to save your grace. The too heavy, so I walk light on one side of my leg like I got on an ankle brace. Fuck friends, follow the campaign. Chords plug in, just now fuck what it was then. I'm in these streets, I'm dug in. These niggas in they feelings. Got the molly water rubbed in. You been ballin' in this game a while. Better tell coach, bring your sub in. Game time decision, that's how I aim my precision. I'm the same guy with a trained eye with game tie business. Some of the same guys that slang pies, the same guys snitching. Me a mold cloth cut, so to be the same guys get it. He got caught with some yay in the cake, but he ain't been to the feds yet. The feds promised him tons of coke, but he ain't checked no bread yet. Shoulda knew something was funny about him. Shipping shit through FedEx. We catch him flicking down our block, gon' put something through his head rest.
I'm cultivated, highly motivated to educate these dumbed down niggas and elevate them. And information disseminated, intentionally to relegate them. No heaven lobbies, we all got body. Melanated, the truth is on the tongue of an alligator. Reach my palm towards it, give an arm for it. We suited and booted. No time for it. Prepared niggas, scared niggas, a dead nigga ain't got no time for it. Revolution is evolution. Get a line for it. Grab your backbone, we back on. Straighten your spine cord. My people's on the cusp. Music, we in the rut. Saturated with ignorance, content with turning up. They degrade us and learners, imitate us and burners. Brought us murderers and killers, then lock us for the burners. Dug up the block, then gave us the boxes for the murder. The attack on manhood gotta be answered. And drug niggas and influencers spread through the game of cancer. We end up tin boots, white tee and my jogging pants. Skinny jeans, leggings, dresses, not a chance. I'm a grown man. Fuck is wrong with hip hop? This won't fuck with these so-called